welcome back, one and all, for Dreamworks Dungeons and Dragons. I'm your Dungeon Master, August Schmid, and I'm so excited. We have the members of the Peacekeepers with us. How are we feeling, Peacekeepers?
Ready to throw down.
This is gonna be fun.
Excellent. I'm so excited. Last we saw you all in Under London. You guys sent off the assassin Wilson on his way after extracting information. Had a tussle with a large bowl of soup that was quite delicious. Accidentally triggering a chase with Fen, the fake Shen, throughout Under London, eventually capturing him. Gingy, of course, being the one to end that encounter with a wall of fire to encircle him.
Such a good use of that spell.
With, of course, She-Ra, Adora using the scrying and abilities to fly after, Cloud Jumper, Dax, Valka, Stoic, Minarth chasing after, both in the sky and on the ground. And made a bit of a quick deal with Fen, of course, that Fen does need to give up this charm bracelet, or break the charm bracelet that's keeping him bound in this form, right, keeping the true Shen from growing. But the deal is, if Megamind will make a Hollow Watch something very basic, kind of like a disguise self only on himself, only for one creature, so Fen can lead a anonymous life, kind of do what he wants to do, whatever weird, maybe not totally legal, not very evil, not very heroic kind of life. But he agreed. He's gonna kind of stick around until he gets that. Again, like, you know that he knows if he runs that he knows that you know that you'll kill him. Like, it's that, like, he's been captured, got really messed up actually in the fight. Yeah, his beak got sliced almost in half. But it was one of those things now of, he's here, he's not gonna, like, run until he's got what he needs, because he's like, if you track me down, they're just gonna keep doing it. And of course, King Arthur asked a request. I keep saying King Arthur, it's not king yet. But Arthur asked a favor, of course, to help rally Eleanor. With 2 nat 20s, Queen Rayhan is offering her armies for you guys to lead. As indeed, not only is she in a bit of a medicinal place not to lead an army, but also politically, you guys killed most of her last generals. With good reason. Most of her last advisors and generals were vampires, bad people, but she's got no one. No one in the War Department. So, we jump in. It is late at night, and of course, night having very little meaning in this world right now, because it's just straight up always dark, illuminated with neon, luminescent, bioluminescent stuff. You guys have finished talking with Rayhan, who the last thing she will offer you, if you can make it to Westrin, the sister city of Eastrin, on the other side of the Alps, in less than the next 3 days, my armies will be ready there for you to march. And you know, like, it's a bit of that, like, time shenanigans I pull as a DM. That will be just at the right time when the rest of the parties will be doing their assaults on Far, Far Away. Okay. You guys aren't going to be too early or too late. It's that, like, very well timed. I'll rally in just about 3 days if you can be there to march and be done. Rayhan will finish this proverbial call, making sure everyone's ready. She gets her stuff set up. For the party, you've got 3 days then of preparation. Are there things that people want to do? Obviously, I think there's a level of, you might, and I'll give you this for free, Gabriel will help teleport you to Westrun in 3 days. You don't have to worry about him being like, oh, do we have to use a card? He's doing this as a massive thing, right? He's just working overtime for everyone. So in 3 days' time, Gabriel's going to show up and kind of put you in Western. But you still have 3 days in Under London if there are, like, items you want to try to find, things you want to prepare, or just other, like, strategy you want to discuss.
So our part in Arthur's plan is simply to bring the army of Ilvanor to Far, Far Away.
It's, if you can get Ilvanor to Far, Far Away to help crush Charming's army, it's, without Ilvanor, it's honestly a toss-up, and to let you a little bit in favor of Charming if Ilvanor's not there. Artie has been gathering mercenary armies of the Toad, of other just factions and mercantile groups of like people they've met, of unions. It's not a true army. Great fighters, great people, but it's
not united.
You guys in the Union are very specific of if the Union can rally thousands upon thousands of adventurers, which would be incredible, and if you guys can bring an actual military trained force, that's how you like secure a victory. Yes, there's still going to be a battle. There's still going to be like, as we kind of know from some of the stuff we've run before in wars, those checkpoints and things you have to make sure you've captured to like ensure the victory. But that's Artie's big thing of like, hey, if we all, it's the equivalent of, hey, I got to move a piano on Saturday. If we get at least 8 people here, it's going to feel like nothing. But if there's not 8 people, we're going to feel it.
Yeah.
Is kind of the goal.
Trying to figure out what can we do to help an army move faster, because I'm certain we're going to have encounters along the way that could slow us down.
Yeah.
Actually, how many people are in this army?
We all chop down a forest and carry a branch with us.
Exactly.
Here's what I'm going to say. I need someone to roll me a D100. You will have advantage because Rayhan is on your side. It's how much of the army can she truly rally in 3 days. And this is not like in any bad way, because keep in mind, armies are spread out. She has armies, navies, she's got scouts and other like dark ops kind of groups. So it's like, how much can she get? But I do need someone to be the fall guy for the D100, because I don't want to roll it, because I think it's more stressful when you guys do it.
We have advantage?
You will have an advantage on this, because again,
will
if
people
you
yell
are
at me if I roll it?
Do you want to trust Megan? Do we want to do Megan?
I'm sorry, I really don't want you to do it.
Go for it, Megan.
All right,
I really do.
full send. Here we go.
Oh,
No, this is Box of Doom.
Yeah.
We got it. Here we go. Let's grab the box.
I know now how Murph feels.
I gotta watch it.
Of like, I can do this just the once.
I can do this. Hey, anyone can do it.
I get advantage.
I just gotta watch.
You have advantage to this.
gotta know.
We gotta know. Here we go. First roll is a 26. 26. Hey, that's a quarter of an army. That's not bad. Second roll. 73.
Hey.
No, I think that's a 37.
What?
No, it was on the 7.
Oh,
You
okay.
moved it. I swear it was a 70.
I believe
I'm not even trying to help you. I swear it was a 70.
Ooh, good job, Megan.
73% of the army. And I promise, if you saw it was
I
a 30,
believe you. I thought it was the 37, but I believe you.
No, well, I think you moved it because I saw the 70 and went, oh, good, a 70 is so much better than a 20.
That is
I didn't even look at the second number and just kind of saw it was a 3. So, 73% is great. Here we go. Out of Ilvanor's standing armies, here we go. You will have okay. That's a solid number. I'm gonna round up even 25,000 troops. 25,000 troops is insane. I will give you a bit of, for free, what Artie has discovered, if this helps. Charming's got 34,000 standing armies that are within the geographical bounds of Far, Far Away. And as far as he knows, only a small percentage of that should be within the castle limits. Or, keep in mind, when we talk about armies, kind of like with Ilvanor, Charming's got close to hundreds of thousands of armies, but they are spread out everywhere, in ships, in other countries, and like, he's got resources. But the 35,000 max is like what he keeps closest to Far, Far Away, and even in Far, Far Away, there's maybe 12, 13,000, right? Like a third of his troops. You're bringing in 25,000. Artie is bringing in 30,000 of his mercenaries. So again, the mercenaries aren't great. But with 25,000 troops, these are well trained that you can split up. Each of you can take 5,000 troops and be a commander for them. If that's what people want to do, I should say.
I think that'll be interesting because I don't think Minareth has any experience with that sort of thing, but she can go with the flow.
Here's what I'll say. You do have an extra, I don't want to call him an extra. Stoic is a Viking chieftain who has fought in wars.
Stoic looks like a natural leader.
He could help one of you, right? So, like, if Minareth or Gingy or Dax doesn't want to, like, solo lead a troop of 5,000... And again, this is me throwing out, like the very simplest of, like, hey, you each have about 5,000. That could make for a pretty solid divvying up. Or it could be that, like, hey, but if Adora, who knows war, or Valka and Stoic, who fought more, do we want to give them more? Do we want to give anyone less? That level
if
of
you're
planning.
going to be doing army mechanics the same way as you have in the past, Minareth being a spellcaster isn't going to be very helpful hooked, tied to a bunch of troops anyway.
Yes.
So I think it would make more sense to have Stoic be in charge of another 5,000. I like the idea of a barbarian being, taking all rage. Yeah.
So, it sounds like for sure giving Stoic a group of 5,000. Does anyone else want to, like, to use the term phrase, like, raise their hand and be like, I'll lead a troop of 5,000?
Do we know yet, like, what the checkpoints are gonna be? Like, are we wanting to divide?
That will be further checks that we might get to in a second.
Okay.
It's not, that's something I actually can't do.
I was just wondering if that would impact how we want to, like, split up the armies and how many different, like,
yeah, my mechanics, I never try to pre-decide checkpoints because it helps also know, like, what the enemies have to plan for. Sorry, Adora, you were raising your hand.
Adora will take 5,000 and any that do not want to do.
Cool. Adora's gonna take 5,000. Gingy.
Gingy would just be concerned about his size, and
yeah,
so he wants to help command. Oh, are you guys frozen?
Oh, did we freeze for you?
You can join me if you want.
Oh no.
Oh, I can still hear you, maybe. Okay.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Are you still hearing me? Okay.
Yeah. We
okay,
can
you
hear
guys are just frozen, but I can hear you.
No worries. Yeah, we can see you if that helps, and hear you. So.
So Gingy would just be concerned about his size and, like, getting through to that many people. And so he would, like, ask if he could, like, co-captain with Adora or Valka or something like that. Just, like, I'm happy to command as much as I can, but yeah.
If Gingy wants to go with Adora, that could help. Again, Adora's got the, like, little mini house inside the armor for Gingy already. That 3/4 cover for Gingy of, like, hey, you can just nestle in there. So it sounds like Stoic, Adora, and Valka each will have 5,000.
Yep.
Minareth, you can choose who to go to, but then the real thing is, and we'll let Tice decide this when he gets back what Dax is feeling. I will... Oh, perfect. For Dax, we're discussing right now 25,000 splits about into 5,000 each, but right now Gingy and Minareth are thinking they want to co-captain or go with someone else. Like, they don't want to be the linked up commanders, but, like, it'll help to be there. Would Dax want to lead a troop battalion, or are you also thinking maybe to link up with someone?
The old Dax would have wanted to link up with somebody, but he has been feeling a lot more confident lately,
Good.
having been accepted by this group of people. So,
I like that.
I think Dax would actually be willing to lead a group on his own, and
for Dax.
I think he thinks he could do well at it.
Awesome. I love it. Sweet. Dax is feeling good there. So here we go. Dax will link up. Now here's the last thing. Because Gingy is going to link up with Adora, because again, got that great 3/4 cover little armor pocket. Minareth, we've yet to say who you want to go with. There is then just 5,000, I want to call them leftover troops. Another grouping of 5,000. It's a huge gamble, but Fen would offer if you want, because Fen, I was raised under tutelage to understand war and army movements. I could help you with your dilemma as a show of good faith.
currently with anyone, right?
Nope.
So you could go and watch him.
I could. I would like to, before we make any decisions, I want to do the detect thoughts on him to see if he has any thoughts of betraying us. Because I do not trust him.
That's good. Make a roll for Fen real quick.
To see if he'll fail it or not. Like on purpose.
Yeah, he's gonna choose to fail purposefully.
Okay.
And you see, because it's that, again,
Mm-hmm.
you even get the, like, if I run, I die. He's being a little honest right now of, like, his best way out is through. And so you see he's like, hey, if you are all insane enough to go to war, this helps get me. Megamind will be in Far, Far Away too. Again, so it's not like he might straight up be able to rush Megamind and even steal a watch if he needs it. So it's like he's definitely wanting to go. Like, and these are like his thoughts.
So he
They're
does
very quick.
want to help us succeed because that's his best chance of
Oh,
survival.
yeah. I'll even
Okay.
give you. It's like he's like I've had no time to.
Have
plot
we
deep
had a
enough to
long
betray.
rest since the last time we played?
You've not had a long rest yet, but I will give everyone.
Okay.
Everyone's allowed to take a blanket long rest in under London these 3 days. Again, we're kind of
Okay.
counting these 3 days as one long rest of like let's just stop and prep.
Cool. I just need to know for
And again,
spells.
well, because it's the idea of you would be sending messages to the armies, you'd be getting information from Artie and the other groups, like this kind of like flux time. Cool. So we've got Stoic leading a battalion. You've got Adora and Gingy leading a grouping. You've got Valka leading a grouping. You've got Dax leading a grouping, and you have Fen and Minrith. Awesome. Here's then the last bit of information I can give you, or like the stuff you guys would know. Far, Far Away is a pretty intense place, and I'm actually going to show you the map because I think this will help visualize. Like you'll understand a bit of the topography and geography of the area.
What level was Gaius?
Gaius was a 5, but I did a DM thing where I'm not going to count that against you for your
Okay.
5 days. It's
Cool.
I said like, hey, I'm going to allow it because like
That's
Minrith
totally
might,
fine.
but I'm also going to do that cool thing of like, but don't count it right now. So here we go. Let's go ahead and show the player box. Show far, far away. So, and let me jump to the battle map. Excellent. Well, right now you're seeing yourselves compound upon yourselves over and over. And I realize that is because I need to display the battle map. Here we go. Okay, here we go again. You see, I'm doing this all wrong. I'm not clicking the battle map. I should be clicking the battle map. Okay, let's just, okay, this is not great. And I realize why it's not great, because that's what's happening. Excellent. Here we go. Excellent. Can everyone see this now? Here, I'm gonna
Yes.
put you guys up in here. Let's see. There's the players. There's us. Let's go ahead and move the battle map over just a tiny bit. Because here's your troops coming in here, coming in hot. Let's see here. So here's your troops. Ta-da! You look beautiful. You look wonderful. For our purposes, for what you guys would be aware of, the main thing of Far, Far Away is that you guys are dealing with a pretty intense geographical disadvantage. The castle is high up in the hills with a bunch of switchback roads leading in. It's not easily breachable, right? Like this castle, it's called the Castle Grimhold. Castle Grimhold has stood for thousands upon thousands of years. It's actually built on the foundations of Camelot. It's like ancient, well fortified. It's meant to do this. The moat that was first crafted, enchanted 1,000 years ago has everlasting water that runs down to the sea. You're noticing, and just from like initial stuff, the big key points are in the city. There is a Colosseum. there is what we know as the Strip, both in real world and in Dreamworks. It's a long stretch of casinos. There's some heavy mountainous and forest regions just north as you try to make towards Castle. And from where you guys would be able to go, like from what you're looking at, is your big points of egress would be coming in through these high-rise residential districts and the casino area. Because that's coming in from the west. That's the most direct route from the Alps. It's not impossible to try to scale further mountainous regions into far, far away, but it's gonna be... you will lose people. It's... to use the historical metaphor, when Hannibal crossed the Alps, it was not easy. In fact, the only reason he did it was because everyone said, well, no one would expect it because it's insane. It's... You guys are... Getting the armies to Western is actually easy. There are routes, as you know, like from Eastern to Western. From Western to far, far away, though, that kind of area is just straight mountain caves. Like, it's... Who knows what's there? Versus, like, you could pretty easily march where once your army's in Western, you would make it to this edge of the kingdom within a couple hours, right? Like, and that's even, like, even if Charmy had the best strategic war, he would not be able to engage you until this area, right? Unless you want to really try making it to the northern woods, but again, you will lose people. There's just the natural pitfalls, traps, time, right? Like, there could be people that just straight up, like, might not show up because they get lost, right? You know, no matter how well you keep the armies together, weather and life. So, what I'll ask you guys is this. I'm going to roll, as part of my war mechanics, which I think is really cool, we're going to learn 2 out of the 5 major checkpoints that you will need to uncover, or, like, you know, take. It's 11. Okay, these are some good ones. So, according to my map, you need to take... here, we're going to mark these in gray. First point you know you will need to take is center of the casino district. And now that I put that on the map, I realize that's like the worst color. Let's make it a nice, let's see. No, even orange colors are blue. Let's make it blue. You'll need to take the middle of the strip, because again, that's going to give you access to either north, south, or west. This is just a solid point, right? That's like, okay, we need this point. The second point you know you'll need to take is what we call the East Residential areas. East Residential is, you know, Artie and his troops are popping up about the middle of the city as close as they can to the switchbacks as possible. That's going to be the point you know is like, we got to get there, otherwise we don't know what else could happen. There will be 3 other points, though, that will be revealed, you think, in time. Could be technically anywhere on this map. I will say it's obviously going to be closer to the west. That those points are going to be, like, major areas of, like, ooh, this is not great. Like, they could, like, retreat from here or catch us here. Like, in that kind of style. That's lore, armies, weather. Cool. So, that was a lot of lore dump. I apologize. But to throw it back to you guys, from either what you've heard or what you've been thinking, are there things you want to try to get more information on, or other things you would rather prepare? I know we joked of, let's give everyone a tree branch, but, like, do you want a potion?
I do have a question about a spell, hallucinatory terrain.
Oh, yes.
Oh, such a
So it looks like it does not allow you to move it at all. Is that how you're interpreting it as well?
Now for like bigger battles, I do stretch certain spells, so I'm just gonna reread that one.
Sure. When you reread it, then I'll give you the 2 ideas I had for how to use it.
Swamp hill crevasse, difficult, impassable terrain. Ooh, that's cool. Actually 24 hours. Casting time of 10 minutes. That's what might make it rough, actually.
Oh, yes. So I had 2 ideas on how I wanted to use it.
Yes,
and you can tell me No, for both
I
of them, if you'd
love.
like.
Yeah, what do you want to try?
So one of the things is I am worried about encounters on the way there because an army is not fast.
Mhm.
So I was wondering if you would allow me to cast hallucinatory terrain on the army. I'm guessing not.
Oh.
I'm guessing you won't allow it to move with the army.
I think because of the wording, it's an illusion spell for terrain.
Okay,
You would need
makes sense.
higher level seemings or disguised persons or
Makes
visibilities.
sense.
Yeah.
Then the other idea I was having is if they know we're probably going to be coming from a certain direction, then it's likely they're going to have troops centered there. They're going to have traps potentially, and that's just not great. So I was wondering if maybe I could instead make it look like, because it doesn't say it has to be natural terrain. It could be in a city area. So we could make it look like the army's trying to use, we now know that there are tunnels to get to, like, under London. Who's to say that there aren't tunnels and passages in this area of the city? So could I make it look like the army is trying to come up through the tunnels in a different area of the city?
Now
Like
that's
a big old diversion.
cool. A diversion.
Mm-hmm.
A diversion's really cool. I think hallucinatory terrain. I think I'd allow it to work like that. Because you would be making the terrain of tunnels opening up, the appearance of a lot of people are about to show up.
Yes.
I think that works. And again, to give you 300 feet, it is about half the size of one of these circles. That's 300 feet. Because again, this is a gigantic freaking kingdom with a lot of buildings.
Gigantic freaking
But that's
kingdom.
still a quarter, like I say half the circle. Half diameter, so about like a quarter size, is still a really solid. That's like a checkpoint, right? That's making a checkpoint to someone. The thing I think would be the only trouble with hallucinatory that
It
is
takes
the
10 minutes.
10 minutes. Because again,
cast.
I stretch up casting times. Because again, in battles, a round is more like an hour of fighting, right? It's not like D&D of like 6 seconds. So a lot of spells actually stretch up, meaning that kind of thing would be something if you could prep it ahead of time.
Exactly.
You would want
Because
to like
it lasts
show
24
up
hours
alone.
anyway.
So it's dangerous. It means you would be sneaking into far, far away alone, but you would be setting up a 10-minute. And 10 minutes before a war begins is 10 minutes. You're not 10 hours in it. It's that like, okay, spend like 10 minutes right when our people are about to show up.
Okay.
It's possible.
Because I just don't want to lose a ton of troops before we even start the real battle.
For sure. No, I get that. That makes sense.
This isn't as intense on the planning spectrum, but I do just have a mechanical question about initiative. When a new initiative starts, like, does Cloudjumper get to start with a breath weapon, or do I have to roll every combat to see if he even gets one that combat?
Breath weapon basically resets after combat.
Okay,
Because it's
so
a
I'll
recharge.
always start with one, and it's just the recharge.
Recharges.
during combat.
Recharges are terrifying. If it says recharge 6, it means like in combat you got to get the D6 on a 6. Out of combat, it just kind of like you roll until it happens. So most people just say so it recharges.
Yeah.
So yeah, Cloudjumper's gonna start with that in locked and loaded.
Just because this sounds terrible, but my first thought is, hey, fly in on a dragon and set a bunch of casinos on fire, and then we get the checkpoint. Like, that's where Valka's headspace is at right now.
If you want to pull a full Game of Thrones, serious like, or serious, why? To be fair, I never actually saw it. If you want to pull a Queen of Dragons and use your dragon fly into the scene and start breathing fire on things, that's a choice. That's a very strong choice. Yeah.
I mean, I would probably just do it for the one checkpoint to, like, start off strong and then see what recharges.
Dex, yes.
I guess Dax is a little bit worried about destroying too much of the city. He doesn't want. It seems like we're just trying to take it away from Charming.
Part of this
A lot of
is
these
that's
people
fair.
are probably innocent.
that is something too. Artie wants to be king after this. This is not like your usual like smash and grab kind of adventure style. It's like we're trying to like usurp. It's a full coup.
That's fair. I guess it was just that, like, Megan of the, like, yeah, the strip is where all the, like, rich bad people are, right? I'm like, we can eat the rich, right?
Eat the rich in this town, right? Is that okay?
Did you say eat the
If
rich?
it's just the rich bad people, let's go for it.
If
That
it's,
was my assumption. It probably isn't necessarily the fairest of assumptions, but, like, that was just where Megan's head was at.
That's
yeah,
kind of the
that's
assumption
wild.
we made with the
Hit
casino.
or miss?
I think that's
You
why
do
I'm
your
thinking,
scouting.
because she set up her lair in one of the casinos, so I'm like, yeah.
Dex, yeah.
if Minareth does her scouting and can confirm that it's not, the common people living in the casinos.
If Minareth can do a proper scouting, it will require probably sending back to the party. Yes, Elle.
Or Adora is of the same vein. She's not gonna touch any buildings until she knows people in it are actively hostile or are not civilians.
Can we also point out Valka is though a Viking, like her MO for war is the whole raid and pillage and burn
I
crap
will say,
down?
Stoic is probably sitting in the background. His hands are tented, just like, so we're not pillaging.
Not
but the
this
thing is,
time.
like, Adora has been dealing with this kind of warfare, like, all of her life. No, you go in, you don't disturb the buildings, you don't kill the civilians, and then you kill the hostiles.
Right.
That's it.
Right, that's your experience. Ours is very different.
Right. My first core memory with my father was rushing in and slaying every man, woman, and child in the city and taking theirs for our own. But they were bad people. They were colonizing other islands around us.
They
so
were
it's like,
bad children?
yes, bad children. One of the children took out a crossbow and tried to shoot me in the eye, so I gouged it. I was 8 as well. It was 2 8-year-olds fighting to the death.
Oh.
I don't think we're going to find 8-year-olds fighting for Prince Charming, however.
Yeah, not now. I would never fight.
Prince Charming's banner.
I would never fight an 8-year-old now, right? I mean, you never
That's what the
punch
other
down.
8-year-olds are for.
But that's why I was brought along.
Ah.
When you bring an 8-year-old to fight an 8-year-old,
Problem-solving.
child soldiers are very necessary for war.
Oh, yes, man, I just watched you break as you said that.
I couldn't say it with a
watched you
straight face.
break as
I
you
could
said
say it
that.
with a straight face. The idea of Stoke being like child soldiers. No,
Maybe it's lucky Hiccup was not raised by either of us in this reality.
It's unresponsive.
You're good. That was a bit. Stoic is more just like, okay, fine, we're not gonna raid. You guys, yes. So it sounds like Minareth's gonna try to sneak in and get a bit of a lay of the land, at least to cast hallucinatory terrain to make basically a fake entrance to the city. Now, I will also offer this. You guys talked a lot about, we don't want to be spotted on the road, this could be bad. It's like going through the mountains, but there is a chance, even with your tight turnaround time frame, to lead your armies through the sewers as well. To kind of like not just like make a fake point of the sewers,
But also actually use
do it. Now, of course, that's gonna be, it's not as harsh as a mountainous climb, but there's a chance you might lose some people along the way, just getting lost or attacked. And again, unlike some of the other groups, like the Dragon Warriors, they led them through, but they were like prepping mercenaries for months, right? Like slowly buying them and telling them to like, hey, head to far, far away. For you guys, it is that, I don't want to say last second, once you're in Western, try to find a way through the Underdark up and through, but that's pretty intense,
So
right?
I will say I'm in favor of using the sewers, partly because if I take the use Fated Spellwork to trade out for hallucinatory terrain now, if we're taking the sewers, I can still make fake tracks elsewhere on the surface. And then, again, try and redirect any attention that's on us elsewhere. And I would like to think that
Ooh.
we'll have fewer encounters.
Shenaniganery?
Ooh.
Do we have some of our units just march in the straightest path so that whoever is going through the sewers is truly like sneaking in for like they're not expecting this army under the city because they see the army marching in? Does that make sense?
Oh.
Would that be that valid strat?
Potentially, they
Really,
would.
with the sewers, she's not going to get lost.
Dax knows sewers, yes. It's a strategy. There's just as much risk of going over the mountains as going through the sewers. But it's a very solid strategy of that's a place you guys might have more of what we would call the upper hand.
And just for that, like, if they see one group, they probably won't look for the other.
That's possible. The only problem then is that group would be taking the brunt of the fire, so I would say we put our toughest people in that group.
I'm happy to be visible.
Stoic immediately goes, nah, it's me. You put me on the front line.
Yeah, I saw that coming. This sounds like a marital situation.
Minarith, I mean, this is something you do. And I think, yeah, Stoic was it. Right, you're gonna get on your dragon, you're gonna lead from above. I'm taking the brunt.
Well, above is still above.
Right, but you're on a fucking dragon, okay? You're safe up there. You can lead armies. They'll lead you. They'll follow you. I need to be me.
Right, but just don't think I'm not gonna swoop down if you need me to. I mean,
Right, you swoop down.
I
I'll send
swoop
you
down
back.
as fucking
No, you
Valkyrie.
need to stay up there. You're a strong, competent warrior. But if we need someone to take the brunt, and I love the idea of Minarith is just in a corner, like looking up, like, oh my gosh. And you see, I need. This is what I can do. Promise me that you'll take the other points. Let me be the diversion.
right, but you better not fucking die. And Valka just like grabs him and gives him one of those very angry kisses.
Oh, he'll angry kiss you back. And so you angry kisses all around. But you see, Stoic, yes. So Stoic will take his troop. Let's lock them, load them, then, and be. Stoic will jump out and be the big, scary ones, right? He's gonna make sure to take the most barbarian of the troop, offer some of his traits and abilities to this, and be the ones to jump and just push inward, right? Like just take the charge. Cool. Valka, of course, you've got your troop, but it sounds like you'll be able to go dragon up, flying around.
And still be linked up with that troop?
It's, you will have to land when you need to, but again, Cloud Jumper is fast enough. It's more that, like, if you're ever truly leaving Cloud Jump, you will have to truly leave, but there's something to be said of, you can still be linked up and on your turn, be able to go, like, up and down and get, like, spot things or look at stuff. If you ever, like, ooh, we gotta fly all the way out and fly, you're gonna have to leave.
But
That's
just
normal.
like the vertical stuff is okay.
That vertical stuff, which is what you want for a dragon to be in the air, is still linked,
Also,
right?
that'll do wonders for morale.
For
I, was
morale,
just like, I can
yeah.
just like circle my contingent and like kill
Yeah.
anything that's coming for him.
It's, Charming's got air force, naval force, military force. He's got all.
What a butt.
Cool. Stoic's gonna jump in. Valka's gonna be up. Dax, Minarith, Adora, and Gingy, you've got your little troops in blue that you'll be leading. I'm going to set. We're not gonna put your full blue troops on the map. These will help be like counters every 1,000 people. What we're gonna do is we're gonna put the troop areas. So Stoic's gonna be jumping out probably as close as he can, just outside the strip again into this area. Does anyone who would like to go up, down, or try to get more in? Like I think Minarith, we probably have to move you because Minarith, are you? Excuse me, Minarith, where do you want to put?
Where do we want the fake? Because ideally, I want it as far as is reasonable from everyone else.
Far as
from
reasonable.
where we're actually coming up.
Here's a great idea. You could try. I think that would work. If you were to try to place just a small hallucinatory terrain right down here, and let's make it, it's hallucinatory. Let's make it like a fun pink. Right here, it's the illusion of you're coming up from the south and just jumping deep into the residential area.
Okay.
Not coming in through the actual strategics, right? It's you're making it here.
Sounds
Stoic's coming out here to push as hard as humanly possible. Okay. So Minarith, you're gonna need to be on this proverbial checkpoint to start. Let's move Dax. Where would you like you and your troops to start? And I'll let you know. It's going to be hard to start on these checkpoints because, let alone, there might not be entrances to the Underdark here. It's more like from where you come out of the Underdark are close enough to jump out.
Wait, I was gonna want to try and make it into the city from the Underdark.
Okay.
But if not, we can probably come in and just stick to the side of the hill.
Okay.
The north.
So kind of coming up here, maybe not too far up. Yeah, enough that you're like
Into the fort.
not into. Yeah,
Just
I see.
on the edges.
So enough of civilization, but you could bounce into the forest area. Yeah. I will say, Shen is going to do something similar. He's got that vibe of he'll take his troops with you for the exact purpose of it's close in the city, but if we need to take the woods, that's strategic, right? Like, again, you won't know until we roll initiative where these final counterpoints are, but Shen has that kind of innate, what we know as a background of, yeah, like, taking the woods, that's going to be strategic. Cool. Valka, where do you want to place yourself? And then we'll come to Adora and Gingy.
I'm trying to decide, cause like I think right now we have like Stoke's taking that midpoint, and it sounds like Shen and Dax are taking north, so maybe I'll be like just barely south of Stoic, so like going right across the bottom of that first blue circle and maybe like aiming for the more residential?
So, about right here?
Like probably a little higher than the north, somewhere latitude-wise like between
These two. So maybe coming out, to help Minarith out, because I see what you're saying, is to help Minarith out, you don't want to be like
I don't want to
terribly
be all the way
close,
down
because
there.
then they would go.
Not
But I
gonna-
just want to be like
Exactly.
slightly farther south than Stoic. So like still
So maybe coming out of the strip here, because it lets you rush either of these points, but again, it
I'm
leaves
just
this as a good
worried
distraction.
about like how much ground we can cover during rounds though. So it's like if I'm too far south, I'm afraid I'll be like stranded and not near anything.
Most rounds are about 1 square of movement, unless you're dashing with your army.
Yeah, so it's like I'd
Because
like
again,
to be,
300 feet per square is wild.
so I'd like to be a little bit farther north.
So maybe come out here.
Yeah.
And actually, and again, just to let you know, you're technically going to come out here.
Yeah, that works.
Just because, again, there's certain areas that, like, from where you are, I can't show you my whole behind-the-scenes map, but there are areas that are a little bit redded out of, like, either there's no immediate entrance, it's something you're not going to immediately be able to start with, but it's still in a solid position. Again, Stoic's taking the more center position. Minarith is offering that perfect, like, oh no, they would be coming from this area, wouldn't they? So finally, Adora and Gingy, for your troops, where you feeling? Or I guess maybe it's technically Adora, since you'll be like more true commanding them. But where do you guys want to put yourselves, like, to start or try to start?
Tell me if this is okay.
Yeah.
We have already groups that are trying to stealth, right?
Mhm.
Actually,
Could
sugar
Adora-
stealthing.
Right. And we have one that's brute forcing through the lines, and we have someone setting a diversion. I kind of hypothetically wonder if we have a metaphorical color guard yet. Like, we show a banner and we get Charmy quaking in his boots, kind of a deal.
Okay, so like using you and your forces to try to be that, like, ooh, look at us.
And be like, we're here now, ish.
I see.
I don't know. This is Eleanor, Elle trying to brainstorm with her friends.
Yeah.
I think that might be better once they've already figured out that the like the hallucinatory terrain, goodness gracious, once they figured out that that's not real, then it would make more sense to go ahead and do what you're saying, because then it's a perfectly timed, like, oh, you have that sinking feeling, where the crap are they? And then, oh no, they're right at my door. They're about to...
Right in front of me, isn't
It's
it?
like
Yeah.
Dreamworks. They're right behind me, aren't they?
Yeah, so I would say maybe don't fly the colors until we've lost the element of surprise. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Yeah.
So, should I be a hybrid team? Like, we're stealth until we have an all clear of our diversion and they're starting to turn around?
I will say this. Stealth also isn't going to work. I mean, in a war, stealth is not the same as, like, D&D stealth.
Yeah.
It's more the idea of what round do you want to appear, if that makes sense, right? Like, it's, again, to put it simply, imagine it like Stoic will immediately start fighting round 1. Certain people might not fight until round 2 or 3, unless discovered. It's not like D&D where it's like, I'm just going to keep a stealth on, kind of wait in the shadows. It's very hard to do that with 5,000 people, unless they've all been specifically trained just to hide. Now, I will say, for Dax and Shen, you will be given the troops that are like the most stealthiest, and Adora and Gingy, you will be given the most fightery, and Valka the most like, I don't want to say aerial support, but you know, like, you guys would have divvied out troops that can take your traits. Again, some
Is there a way to try and bottleneck the troops that essentially trying to appear in between our 2 circles, right? And trying to help Stoic, like, kind of cross-fade.
Here's the thing.
Push on.
I see what you're saying. Bottlenecking is a clever idea. There's only 2 real problems. One, trying to get in between these 2 circles here is not going to happen. That's a little too far into the city where you would be the first thing discovered, and then Stoic wouldn't be the ultimate, like, barbarian, and Minor's surprise might not work great, because anywhere you would want to try to get here would be a little too close. But I see the idea of also you want to try to help out. You could show up near enough in between Stoic and Valka so you can focus on getting, like, kind of setting your own personal checkpoint there, right? So if you say, hey, I'm going to try to go here to move through and try to get there, that's a pretty solid option.
I think that's what Adora's going to do.
Okay.
Because then she'll be able to catch any stragglers that are dealing with the distraction from Minareth.
Okay. So,
I don't know. What do you think, Rebecca?
I don't mind how it all forms a line, because then it feels like nobody's going to be too isolated.
It's the idea of, if we're putting Gingy and Adora here, no one's too isolated. I will say, Minareth technically doesn't have troops there, so you might just need to solo book it. But it's the idea of, you've got enough of a line, right? It's a pretty solid formation, where Stoic's going to try to engage first. Dax and Shen are keeping into the more, like, upper portion near the woods. Valka's showing that strong defense down with Adora pushing center. And that's before knowing the final, like, checkpoints or important areas. Cool. This looks solid. It's a solid plan. And again, to let you guys know, this will be a battle of both micro and macro. Right now, we've got the very micro map of 300 feet, all that. We will be able to zoom in. Like, when you're just kind of with your troops, there will be, what's the word I want to use? Like, rolls that are decided very quickly, right? Like, it's more, you roll to hit, and on a hit, the opposing army will suffer a casualty. Versus, like, you can go, like, in-depth if there are generals or important people to look out for, or checkpoints, or, like, buildings, like we've talked about. Your troops can get benefits. So, for example, Dax, you have, like, Eldritch Blast, right? Like, you have a bit of range stuff. You would have been given any army soldiers who have packs or boons or things similar to that quality. Just like Shen would actually have been given people who are more roguelike. So Shen might actually have some sneak attack abilities. Valka, some of your blood right might extend to some of your people. Minareth, you're not linked up, unfortunately, but if you do, you'd be siphoning in anyone who's a bit more spellcaster. And Adora and Gingy, you've got troops that not only might be more healing, but also just soldiers, right? Like, you know, fighters. That all being said, you guys, you plan this out, you sending off, and I will say, you talk to Artie as well, because this is all one big coalescent. I will actually show you, I'll use Kai because he's the one. Kai, again, they're showing up right here because they have very specifically created this one singular path to explode out of back here, because their whole goal is right here and just push, right? Like, they are going the full main path, because Artie, Poe, and everyone's going into the castle to try to, like, cut Charming off right here. You're hoping to have people that, like, take out Charming's naval vessels, and of course, the Union will be running around rallying adventuring parties.
But we're focused on the 2 checkpoints of the blue circles.
Your focus is, to put it simply, you don't have to focus on taking the castle, thankfully. You don't have to focus on taking the ports or taking. That would be like a multi-session just you guys war campaign, which the Harbingers did for Machu Picchu, right? That very multiple session of there's a lot to accomplish. This is this is helpful. You have 5 circles to worry about, and they're all going to be on your side. It's unless I roll a nat 1, it's very unlikely you're going to have to worry about like the ports or the castle, right?
Okay.
But it's possible. Cool. That being said, the day arrives. It is a late spring morning. The idea being get everything ready to attack at night. Most parties and armies do better at night. Again, Artie has gotten a mercenary group from the Underdark. They work great at nighttime. Gabriel will show up to help shuffle you guys.
Did I get an Enochian amulet yet, or no?
Yes. I think that is something I was going to do last time, but with you not being here, I just didn't say it. So
That's
yes,
okay.
you can mark
Cool.
down another Enochian amulet.
Yay! I'm not gonna be slaughtered by heaven and hell.
Angels and demons suddenly rush you. It is a colder morning as Gabriel will transport you all to the city of Westrin. Westrin, modeled after Eastrin, again, very populous mining town with a lot of lumber export. You arrive and see, standing at attention, there are 25,000 Ilvanorians. They fly the Silver Crows, the symbol of Queen Rayhan and Ilvanor itself. Gabriel turns to you all. So you're aware, I will be doing much this day. I might be able to help, but I will be limited. So please, only in an emergency. To which, stats-wise, you do have a one-state Gabriel, but all my tables are severely limited because he's doing the work of... He's doing the work of an army on his own. Because that's him. This man. Cool. He puts you guys just straight up here in Western. As you guys get ready, I would like a party perception check as you kind of head out.
Oh no. Okay.
Hypothetically, does my one eye have disadvantage with a party perception check?
It does. Remember, because it's a party check, you're simply adding in the numbers to help the overall averages, but you do still have disadvantage because of an eye patch.
Is Cloudjumper also rolling perception, and is it with advantage for his scent? Ooh.
Cloudjumper, instead of rolling, he'll offer you advantage, is what I would do. It's instead, because I don't know if he has the proficiency, but because he has the trait, it'll offer you advantage.
Ooh, that was very helpful.
Here we go. Adora with a 6. Dax and Gingy, what did you guys get?
25.
25. All right.
That's good.
Gingy.
5.
What?
Oh.
Wait, what was that?
5.
Oh
Just
my gosh.
5.
Just 5. I thought you said also, or 5. I see what you're saying now.
That's 5.
Yikes. You guys, cool. 6, 5, 25, 14. And
Dirty 20.
Dirty
Nice.
20.
I rolled a 3 and an 18 on the dice, so like best advantage payoff.
Alrighty. Here's what we're gonna do. You guys see that you are, actually,
Is that thunder?
Or just somebody in our
I think it's our
alleyway.
neighbors, yeah. You guys, you've got 25,000. It's a very cold day. It's a very cold spring, unfortunately. Right now, weather-wise, doesn't look terrible. You think it's going to be pretty clear skies throughout the day. Most of your augurs, I'll say on a 14 minute, it's like you're reading the augurs, you are checking with people. You see, again, most of these troops don't really know you, besides just from what they've heard and seen, but they are all loyal. These are not in any way like, oh no, are they truly
They
going to
know,
help us?
oh, these are Queen Rayhan's personal friends at this point.
Exactly. You guys see, you are actually meeting with Asvor Anandotir. Asvor took over as captain of the guard. He is the closest thing we have to a general right now. Asvor meets you all in Western. Well, we are ready. The Queen has given us command, and of course we are ready to double back towards the Ceresian roads once you give the order. So if you need to turn, like if you don't think the fight's going to be won and still want to try for Syracuse, they're ready to. And I think you will realize Asvor has only fought in as many wars as you guys have. He was just captain of the East Wall back in the day, right? He got promoted when
Vampires.
Right?
When our sweet boy got murdered.
When the previous captain,
We loved
I will actually say, disappeared is the word I have to use.
Yeah, we never found a body
You
for
don't
him.
know what
even.
happened
That's
to him
really
unless you
depressing.
wanna,
I
like-
really hope he didn't become a vampire. That will be
That's
so
all.
sad.
He might have at this point. If August is reminding us, hey, you didn't
I
find a
know.
body, that means there's shenanigans.
It's also just my pedantics of like, I can say out of session
technically
maybe
have
what
no
happened, but in
closure.
session I always have to say the word disappeared. You guys head off again. You are doing that thing where you're gonna need to be like dipping in and out of the Underdark and moving through. On the perceptions, what we're going to do is as we get ready to jump into initiative, you would all notice that in the coming hours, as you prepare to attack right at nightfall, the weather is turning sour. It is getting frosty, and I think with the high rolls, Dax and Valka being on the dragon, Dax, that just kind of natural sense, there is a storm on the horizon, and it is going to be a blizzard.
Great.
This
Do
might,
we think this is a natural storm?
if you want to give me an Arcana check, because that's just based on perception, right? The group perception of, hey, you're fine. It's just like there will be a blizzard probably occurring during the battle. It might happen at the beginning. It might happen an hour in.
That's a nat 13 for a 15.
Would you rather know if the blizzard is natural or how bad it's gonna be?
How bad it's gonna be.
You think, just based on your like life experience, growing up, living in Burke and in the like harsh climate, it's like that, where certain people might thrive, others might suffer. You think it's gonna be pretty. It's not going to be a respecter of persons. This storm isn't going to care what side you're on. It sucks just to be out and about.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not a bad thing for people like you and Stoic. But for people like Dax, Adora, Gingy Minarth, it might be bad because it's weather effects, right? I mean, it's something we never really run into a lot in D&D. So I think it's on a Nat 13 Valk. You know, it's like it's gonna be rough, but you're not worried about like this doesn't seem to be something foul summoned after you. It's like no, this is gonna hurt everyone. Like it, and again, it might be summoned, it might be natural, it might be magical, but like it's just kind of a blanket storm, and that could work to advantage, right? It might help with a bit of stealth, with a bit of not. Here we go. I'm gonna quickly then pull up our party. And it's odd, before we truly see the initiative, can I have everyone roll initiative for me?
Alright. Okay, that's not bad.
19.
Alright. Yeah, go ahead and hold on to your stuff. I'll get everyone's in a second. I'm also throwing in a couple thingamabobs. Yes, you're all full healed. You all have that long rest. Here we go. I have to make a couple rolls. I'm gonna keep going with the dice. That's kind of fun. Okay, that's a. Okay, and I'm going to start. Actually, we'll get your initiative first. Dan will get 20 or higher.
21.
21 for Minarth. That's really good because we need to start with you anyway.
That's true.
Here we go. Anyone else get 15 or higher?
19.
19 for Adora. Okay. Did anyone get 10s or higher? Gingy, what'd you get? 14 for Gingy. Did anyone get 5 or higher?
I got a 9.
Alright, Dax. I hate the fact that you haven't said anything. What did Velka get?
Natural 1 for a total of 1.
That is so.
But I'm not gonna
great
waste
for
my
you.
inspiration on it, cause like it's not like
just
initiative doesn't
so
matter, but like
funny.
not enough.
Cool.
It is so
Stoic
funny.
got a nat 1 and an 18 because he does have advantage
Oh,
on initiative.
thank
I
heaven.
almost gave him the nat 1 just to like link with you, but I realized he does need to go sooner to be a more effective distraction. Here
That
we go.
was gonna be hilarious.
Swift Wind acts with you, Adora. Same with Cloud Jumper. Here we go. As we begin, I need. Yeah, let's do it. Let's have Gingy, Adora, and Dax. Can you 3 just make me a D20 roll? This is just a flat dice roll, just to get a little bit of an idea of some of your checkpoints. And Minrith, can you give me a preemptive stealth roll? Right, you are coming to the battle a little bit early.
Okay.
Here we go. For these just straight rolls, let's go around. Gingy, what did you get? Oh gosh, 19. You'll love to see it. Dax, what did you get?
So I accidentally rolled a d12 at first.
Oh gosh.
After I rolled the d20, I got a 19 as well.
Oh my gosh. All right. And Adora.
17.
Ooh, that's so fun. All right. I will let you guys know, that's kind of cool. It means by getting 2 19s, one of the points you need to get will be the size of the 2 you already know. Again, larger points actually do mean it's easier to take. It also means it's harder to keep, but a 19's really good. You know, here we go. As you all show up, you need to take the point in the woods. That is that 19. It's a solid point. You may have wanted that anyway, but that's one like mechanically you gotta take this on 2 19s. It's bigger. It's nicer to get. You also need 17 isn't pulling up. Okay. Here we go. 17. You will need to take. That's another fortuitous one. You will need to take this point actually just north of Minrith. It's not the total midsection. That is so because it was 2 19s, it's technically only 4 points. But again, to take a section means it has to be only you and your troops there to hold it. If there are enemy troops there, if it's enemy troops and your troops, it means it's contested, so no one's had it. Once you have all of them, that's win.
May I ask why that one is so tiny compared to the other 3?
Because the 3 other checkpoints are also going to be that. They were for this battle, for what you needed, there are 2 main checkpoints that are easier to like take and hold. Again, more chances for more people. The rolls, in theory, you were going to have 3 of that size. 3 of these like maybe 300-foot areas. The 2 19s actually do mean it's both that area. So it's like it's the woods, just bigger. So you have more area to like hold it. That area, it's just like this is one of the last major places, it seems, before the residential towards the strip that's important, right? It's like this is an area of just it's gonna suck to like hold it because it's just a lot of houses and alleyways, but it's keeping the bottleneck before it hits the main roads and other back alleys out here, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Cool. Also just realized it's not centered correctly. That's gonna bug me. There we go. Those are the checkpoints that you need. I will also say, if the checkpoints are ever all completely held by the enemy, that is a fail condition. If the enemy takes all of these and you are not there to contest them, they will immediately fortify and make siege weapons. It's kind of what you guys would do, right? If you take them all, you have them all. But if they do it, it's the same thing. You have your forces. You're going in Minrith. What did you get for your stealth?
18.
18 is pretty good.
I know, I was so grateful. I was like,
Double
oh, please
checking.
don't get a nat one.
Minrith,
Uh-huh.
you're gonna make me 2 very important checks that are gonna be in the box of doom because it's gonna set up
frick.
for either success or failure.
Okay.
The first is a perception check,
Oh crap! I
and
only
the
have a
second
+2.
is another stealth check.
Okay.
And you'll understand why after the first.
Yep, that makes sense.
It's a nat 1.
For a total of 3. I'm gonna auger point that.
You're gonna need to auger point it.
Is that a 17 plus 2 for 19?
19. Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll me the stealth check. As you're popping out, there's a lot of soldiers nearby. Now
Do I even need to pop out?
Well, probably enough, right? For how
To
the
just
military...
peek up out of the manhole?
Well, it's...
Scan.
You need to get enough
No, yeah,
lay of
that's
land.
fine. It makes sense.
Yeah. So here comes the second stealth. It's a 19.
4 with +4 is 23.
23.
Woo!
That could have been
Woo!
so bad.
Okay, I'm gonna mark out that auger point.
Minrith, I'm about to reveal a lot on the map.
Okay.
There is the troops that are in around the castle and the switchbacks that you don't have to worry about.
That's a
There
lot.
are troops in the woods that
Okay.
already have that checkpoint. There are troops that hold the checkpoint
The
here.
little tiny one.
There is a battalion coming up.
Oh shoot.
There is troops that technically hold
Are-
that point.
Okay.
And here's where it gets bad.
Oh no.
You
I
see,
already thought it was bad.
and Minrith, because this is the 10 minutes. You guys are all getting position, and so you're gonna need to mark down ascending to tell this to the
Okay.
party.
Will do.
But you watch at Minrith. It looks like somehow this surprise attack Artie was planning failed because Kai and Artie's mercenary forces are completely surrounded, being massacred in the center of the city. I will let you know, each of these are 1,000 troops. They had 31,000 to start. They now have 14,000 left. Over half their troops got surprise attacked at the end of their last session and got decimated. As it looks like, and I'm not even going to show you the forces over here that are out here, but
they're
these
not
are the
gonna be
ones that are
applicable,
important to you.
frankly.
As they're being destroyed. Now, I will say, this is not a part of your checkpoint.
Yeah,
It's something
so
of,
we've got to get our checkpoints first, and
you
then
might
if
need
we
to get
do,
your checkpoints before
we
you
may
can,
need help.
and that's something they're going to focus on in their session, is this scenario, right? Like, they're going to have to deal with that.
But if we can help, then...
But if you can help, that's great. In our bottom right corner, it's kind of covered up. I just realized by my face, but there is our little points. Actually, let's move them. Let's do this. Let's say... There we go. That's kind of your life point. Again, I'm not putting all those to help, like, clean up the map. These are how many troops you guys have besides yourself. Again, you'll keep track of your hit points, but every 1,000 troops, and again, depending on how the fight goes, it might go up or down.
I am going to include as part of the sending that we need to take that checkpoint in front of Stoic first, because that's the only one that we have a chance to get, and metagame wise, to not lose. We have to get that before
Oh no,
we do
yeah,
anything
you know
else.
it's like, if you don't take the strip fast,
We're screwed.
they rush, and that's game
we're
over.
dead.
That truly is bad for you guys. Because again, they knew you were coming. It was bad, but Minrith smartly went
Then
just a little bit early to the party.
Once I cast the hallucinatory terrain, gosh,
Yeah.
sorry. And then I would like to cast prestidigitation to also do sounds of an army coming up out of the tunnels to
I will
draw
say-
people there. And then as soon as it's technically my turn again, I'm going to cast Dimension Door to get 500 feet away towards where I need to go.
Because I will let you know, using prestidigitation would actually completely negate your 23 stealth. That was to get you out, right? Again, the stealth was showing up and going, wait a second,
Right.
I'm right next to a bunch of armies.
But we've got to make it more possible for
Yeah.
us to actually win.
But that's
So
what I'm saying.
I would rather,
Using Dimension Door, if you're willing to spend it, you're fine.
That's what I would rather do.
Minrith, you start off, and actually, fun fact, that was your turn. Start of the order, you kicked us all off, and
So
just-
prestidigitation, cantrip, and then Dimension Door.
dimension
500
door.
feet still through the tunnels if I can.
Now, here's what we're gonna do. Let's show you guys a bit of measurement here. And actually, yeah, no, this is good.
I just know if I'm drawing all the armies to this direction, I need to not be
how
there
much-
anymore.
Dimension door is 500 feet. You've got, now again, each square is about 300. 500 feet isn't actually that much.
I know.
But here's what you're doing.
But it's 500
Because
feet
it's
away from
your
where I'm
turn.
drawing them.
Because it's your turn, you can take your movement, which again, we stretch it in terms of war, a square. That's your movement, right? I mean, everyone's kind of got that same square of like, the idea if you're running through streets, a lot's happening. It's technically an hour.
I would rather a dimension door and then use my movement.
Well, no, here's what I'm going to let you know. You're not going to take an opportunity attack yet from this army. If you dimension door and then moved, opportunity attack. But moving, you'll be spotted, but again, you're making a lot of noise. So it's the idea of there's an army sound over there, and there's one random person who we don't know who they are over here. So if you move and then dimension door, that's insanely good.
Okay. If that's better, then yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah, so yeah, right now it's like, okay, you have just done that, like, hey, you ba-boom, 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 make all that noise. You know you got clocked by making the noise. Again, they're like, is that... There's
But
someone
that was
over there.
kind of the point.
But again, the point is they are seeing terrain open up. They're seeing the Underdark open. They are very interested in this point. But you, phoom, are magicked away.
Okay.
Here we go. Swiftwind and Adora. That is your go. Now, Gingy, you're going to be moving with Adora. Adora, Swiftwind is a pretty fast steed, thankfully. And thanks to his fly speed, you actually are able to move 2 squares a turn on Swiftwind.
That is awesome.
Knowing the information that we know now,
Yep.
we have to take the strip immediately.
Yep.
And I'm wondering if, would it be wise to make a united front, like send my movement down the line to Stoic and Velka, so then we all take it together? Or should I rush
It's
it?
currently empty. Like, there aren't enemy troops there yet. So that's why I was saying take that, because all 3 of the other checkpoints do have, they're already taken. We need to take that checkpoint before they occupy it.
Right, we'll take the checkpoint first, then me and Swiftwind and our 5,000 are going to take that checkpoint immediately.
2 squares of movement, you fly in, and your troops, boom, boom, rush for Adora. You take the checkpoint, and you're holding strong. That is just movement, Adora. You have an action. I will say, most of the other soldiers aren't here yet. Again, they didn't rush into the strip. Is there anything you want to hold, though, action-wise, or do you want to enter your She-Ra form yet?
I'm saving that for the right moment. Right now it's Adora.
Cool. Adora, you rush in, and I will say, because you could have held your turn, but it's smart, you actually don't know yet when the enemy acts in initiative, and they could have rushed too. Here we go.
Yeah, hypothetically.
Yeah.
Hypothetically.
Hypothetical.
I try to make a persuasion check to my troops and see if I can't get them any buffs. Not pulling a full Rohan, but...
No, it's...
Ride for Ruben!
There is something called morale, where troops can take losses from just being hit too hard or scared. If you want to use, it's a help action to give a help action to your troops. Like, basically, like, let's bolster us, so if we need to this round, you have a morale check ready.
Great, yeah, then I'll do that.
Okay. So, Adora, you hold the action to just inspire, right? Keep everyone together. That is stoic.
Are you gonna send an initiative?
I'm going to send it right now.
Thanks.
Here we go. Sending it to the campaign Discord. Okay. It's on the Discord right now. You guys, Stoic is going to dash action. Just again, basically help fortify, because his movement 1 would not get him there, so he dash actions with his troops together. You have now 10,000 troops right there, right? Like, that's pretty solid.
We have a lot more troops. Oh crap.
A lot more troops are around you, but that's not bad. You guys rush in. Gingy, that is your turn. Now, Gingy, you and Adora already got you here, and you know Adora is saving an action just in case we need to inspire the troops to hold the position. Is there anything you want to do right now, either an action, bonus action, or any other movement of your own? Can you repeat that one more time? Sorry, it caught the tail end.
Sorry, I couldn't find my spells.
Oh, you're good.
So I'm gonna hold my action to either cast Calm Emotions on the troops to help with rallying and calming those feelings of fear and oh no, what are we getting ourselves into? Or spirit. Is it Spirit Guardians?
Yeah, Spirit Guardians. And again,
Guardian of Faith. There it is.
Oh, I love it. And
That
actually,
is
The
especially,
Mongo. Either one of those. That's what I'll hold my action for.
If you hold your action to
Uh.
summon either, I'll actually say, I gotta be a little strict. As you can choose one to prepare now, because you either have to say you're holding just the calm motion or the Guardian of Faith. I would actually say the Guardian of
Okay,
Faith.
I can't just.
Yeah.
I can't just one of those two and then
Yeah.
see how things go. Okay, fine.
That would be great, but at that point, it's I'll just see what happens. At that point, it's you could just send your turn down the line, but that might not help because it still could be anything. In my opinion, it could be really helpful to put Mongo out now because it's hey, that's another big, quite literally, giant cookie to help you.
Sure, I'll go ahead and summon Mongo now then.
Okay. You boom! This giant cookie, which doesn't look very impressive, I just realized being on this map, but it's a giant cookie. As indeed, I think it is time to play the song that we all know and love. You watch this giant cookie.
I need a hero while we storm the castle.
Everyone gets one.
Everyone gets one. This giant cookie raises Adora, Stoic, Gingy, and Mongo all rush the strip. Boom! 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 This giant is rushing forward, and you hear cries of true terror as you've made an impressive Guardian of Faith to hold this position. Gingy, that's incredible. As it is now... oh gosh, yep. It is her turn. Appearing on the battle map, leading the armies forward,
Don't be.
is the Evil Queen, canonical from Dreamworks, the Evil Queen Grimhilda. And all your eyes flash and kind of cross multiverses. Yeah, she is canon in both campaigns.
She's also in the old, the Once Upon a Time, forever ago in this world. So this is.
Well, those are evil queens. This is the true Grimhilda. Though there are other stepmothers and queens. This is the evil
This
queen.
isn't the one who was with.
No,
Oh my
it's
god.
not the same one.
But this is the one we saw in Disney?
Yeah, this is just her variant here of she's a bad person no matter where you go.
Shocker.
Shocker.
Okay, so not necessarily Merlin level, she's plugged into the multiverse, just that she's another variant of the.
I should clarify. In a fun
Because
way.
you scared me of that, oh no, another, Dark Bell, on that level, Morgana.
You, the players, can go, haha, we have fought her before at one point in our campaigns. You, the characters, you've never met her. You know she's one of Charming's,
That
lieutenants.
wasn't actually a denial. That was just saying we don't get to know.
It's not the same. Okay?
I also thought it was some multiverse weirdness going on.
Thank you. When you give us a multiverse, we get to be scared about the multiverse.
You get nothing. Good day, sir.
You
No,
don't get
she
that
is
scared.
going to, unfortunately, she is a powerful mage. So she is going to start off. Yeah, she's gonna do this one. What is the area? She's gonna hold on to that. Never mind. She is going to cast. Can she get there?
No, she trips and breaks a leg.
So the
Lingering
cone-
wound.
Now again, the tools are a bit different. So the measuring tool is a cone, a 60-foot. Okay. Because true 60 feet is like not even visible.
Yeah.
But her 60 feet
I
right
appreciate
now
that you adjust spells
is about
to
that
better
much.
suit battle.
So she is going to
It just doesn't make sense.
move. She's not gonna get it yet. Cool. She's going to hold an action, but one of the generals of the armies has appeared. That is one of the generals. Dax, that is your go. And after Dax is Shen, just kind of acting with you, just for simplicity's sake.
Are you wanting me to control Fen as well, or are you making things for him?
I will help. It's like you are always allowed to offer what you would like Shen to do, but if there's ever something he wants to do, we'll do that. Right? So like you're allowed to be like, ooh, let's ask Shen to go here, and it's that level.
Okay. Also, one other thing. When you moved the armies up from behind your screen, they ended up behind the character cards.
My bad. Let me
Yeah, because it definitely feels like we're on our own. I'd like to see it. First, please, and thank you.
Well, because again, these guys here, I'll move them down. I just realized that.
No, you're good.
Here we go.
Great. Okay.
About middle. Yes, because these guys are here to help denote like how much you have left, like all these. I'm not gonna put them on the map just to like not make everything very messy.
Totally. So for Dax, do we see these troops in the trees? Are they coming towards us?
It looks like it. It looks like this is a wave to cut off a lot of the armies coming from the north.
Okay. In that case, we need to capture that spot, but I don't want to end up getting surrounded. So I might angle upward a little bit to maybe focus on those top two troops. And I might suggest to Fen that he go for the middle two, or he kind of about right there.
So we're together from the north down to the south.
So you're heading for these two. Fen will head for these two for the point. These two are probably going to press in here. Okay.
That makes sense.
Hopefully you guys can handle that. I don't think there's anything else we can do action-wise, but I might kind of do what Adora was doing and hold a help for morale.
Excellent. You hold for morale. Okay, that's going to be Yes, Fen is actually going to take his troops, like you said. He is going to cunning action and dash with his troops and immediately engage with those troops. Here we go. He is going to press. Fun fact, because he's attacking as part of a troop, he technically has 5 multi-attacks right now. The equivalent being he has 5 unit tokens that are going to try to attack one of these dudes using his modifiers. Here we go. Fen got a 16, 21, 12, 14, 13. 14 misses. The 16 hits the armor class exactly. Fen deals a casualty to one of those troops, Again, each troop has about 10 units, kind of like with your guys'. Bigger attacks might deal more. Normal attacks deal about 1. Once you get under half health, morale will start. So Fen engages. That will make Charming's forces, the soldiers, go. The soldiers are going to move down to engage with Dax.
Are they able to reach me?
One of these troops is, right? Just right there on the diagonal.
Okay.
The other
Okay.
guy is going to have to dash action forward, so doesn't get much in. These guys, these two, are going to 1, 2. Wait, 1, 2. Okay. Move. Engage with Mongo. I believe is going to immediately take a casualty though from Mongo. Boom! This giant just crushes those troops as they rush. Here come the rest of the troops. That's 1. And they're going to dash. 2 to press in. These troops are going to make a insight at disadvantage. Minarith, can you roll me a deception check with advantage?
Did they not win?
That was a 19 and a 4 with whatever I've got. So with a 19, 24.
Minarith, you are running. You hear, "Oi! We've got someone going down the left flank!" And you hear all these troops rise like, "Never mind that. I need all men. An army's coming out of the south. What? You don't think that they somehow had one person strong enough arcanely to make us completely believe that that's an entire freaking army?
You must have
Obviously,
rolled an
it's a
online.
complete diversion." On a natural 1, they completely leave the checkpoint
Yes! Oh my gosh!
because they are rushing.
Huge.
Oh my
They
goodness!
rush because they, on a nat 1, they're like, if we don't take this out, we're screwed. I will let
I
you know.
am so
They
happy.
all rush in. They immediately take action. Hey, wait a minute! And Minarith, as you are dimension dooring away, you know it worked and has off.
Vaka!
That area is now open for
Oh my gosh,
grabs.
that is amazing. Will you make it green if we have the checkpoint? Red for enemy and just the
Yes.
blue for
So, you have
no man?
gained a checkpoint. You do have to hold it.
Yep.
This checkpoint is now once again blue. It is open for grabs, and I'm going to delete the pink checkpoint because it served its purpose
It
with
did indeed.
insane skill.
Cannot believe
That was
that.
so lucky.
That's a great nat 1 to see. You love to see nat 1s. Cool. It's about even right now. And I will say, with Shen in this area, this also makes this checkpoint contested. Meaning this checkpoint, even if you were to lose these two, by having people in a checkpoint, it means, well, it's not free yet.
Yeah.
So, the troops rush in. There is the only troop that can take an attack is against Dax's men. Dax, here we go. They're going to roll against you. That is a 17 to beat the armor class. Dax, one of your troops will suffer a casualty. But to let you know, if you want to know the actual mechanics, each of these tokens has like 10 hit points. So, you've lost 1. Now, that's not terrible, right? It's going from 50 hit points to 49 hit points, to think of it like that. But these don't...
But
I will say, it's hard to heal troops, right? What we call as a casualty is a lot of people straight up died, right? Unless you're willing to drop like 8 revivifies, it's hard to gain back troops in battle. Healing is more that like it's great overall for morale, it's great for players. It is a non-gainable without insane stuff. So Dax, you take that point as you engage those guys.
I'm keeping track of those, correct?
Please do, yes. I will keep track on my side, but it's just that, like, as long as we have 2 witnesses, so to speak. So yeah, Dax went from 50 to 49. Not terrible. Because that's, again, everyone else is rushing. These guys are staying the same. And just for what else happens, boom, 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 boom. They are suffering heavy losses for the time being.
Oof.
At the end of the round, Valka, that's you.
Alright. So, if I wanted my troops to aim for that just freed up circle down south, how close could we get with
Let's
this
see.
turn?
Now, Valka, you also have a flying mount with a better speed.
I do.
If you rush, that's going 1, 2. Still about 600 feet away. Do you have... No, because Cloud Jumper doesn't have cunning actions. It does have flyby, that's not going to help flight change. If flight change, I think if you make a dexterity saving throw, he might be able to flight change and basically get you there. I will say it will just be you. Your troops will be one turn behind. But you could rush and take the checkpoint. But if you got attacked back, which might happen,
But is my
would just
fear
be-
gonna go off and keep people away?
possibly.
So this is a dex save with my dex?
Well, it's a strength saving throw.
Oh,
Cloud
good.
Jumper is basically going into overdrive with his wings, and you're just holding on. It's normally something he uses to like grapple creatures and fling them into rocks, but it's the idea of you're asking Cloud Jumper to just book it and do a bunch of like fancy maneuvers.
That's not good. I might
Augur
use my... Oh, I have a point of inspiration I can
Use
use.
the Augur point.
Okay.
I have more of those than you have.
Use the Augur point for yourself.
Never mind, you do have to use
You do have to use
inspiration.
the point of inspiration.
Thank you for the
Because I
reminder.
rolled a 6 + 5 for an 11, so I'm gonna reroll.
Yep.
That's worse. Okay.
Frick.
I will let you know. What was your total? 11?
Yeah.
11 doesn't beat the 14. Again, Cloud Jumper is a very powerful dragon. It's normally you'd be thrown off, take a bunch of damage and falling damage. Cloud Jumper does this, and you almost lose your grip. Cloud Jumper won't be able to rush this turn,
That's fair.
but it means you also don't lose your troops.
So if I'm still linked up with them this
Yep.
turn...
Kind of all in this big old area.
So was that like an action dash we just took to get that far?
Yes.
And so can I use a bonus action to give us all a Crimson Riot?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to take some damage really quickly. I'm going to take 1 point of damage.
Cool. Your troops suffer 1 casualty point.
And then we are all going to get the Rite of the Storm.
Remind me what that does.
Lightning damage.
Excellent. I'll say
An extra
the lightning
D6.
damage is cool because indeed at the end of the round, the blizzard has arrived. After this first round of combat, again, the first hour of combat has been this like you are all engaging, rushing. Dax has suffered a little bit as again you get hit with this wave of Charming's men. Adora, Mongo, Gingy, Stoic just starting to take this big open point. Stoic trying to be the brunt of the hits. The storm picks up. At the top of the round, I need everyone to make me a Constitution saving throw. Valka and Stoic, you make yours with advantage.
Okay.
That's a nat 20.
All right.
16.
16. Okay.
That's 20.
Nat 20 as well.
Okay.
Okay.
So 19.
Synth 19.
19.
Awesome. Gingy, what'd you get?
Natural 2 for a 4.
Oh no.
Oof.
Gingy, the storm is bitter cold. You take 2 points of cold damage. As ice and frost whip around you, it's not feeling great. Everyone succeeded. I will say it's only a DC 13. It's not a crazy check. I do have to roll. Gingy, thankfully, you are not the lead commander. That's Adora. So the troops don't suffer any cold damage right now. But I do have to roll for my boys. Cool. It looks like all of Charming's men all took a casualty loss.
That's good.
They all are not prepared for the cold. And it looks like the Evil Queen also took cold
Wow.
damage.
That is really surprising.
Not looking like she's having fun. But she is on the way. Okay. Here she comes. Cool. Minarth, we're back to the top of the order with you.
I don't like how you said, oh, here she comes. I think my main focus is gonna have to be to link up with Valka, because there's no way I can link up with Fen at this point.
So if you move, you move up. Take your movement to get to Valka, or at least nearby.
Would I be able to cast a slow on the 2 circles of troops closest to that blue checkpoint?
Quite possibly. Now, you've got some great stuff here. Because again, nothing is as it seems, right? What's the official range of slow?
120 feet. 40-foot cube.
Cool. 40-foot cube.
So I have no idea how you changed
my
it for
scaling, yes.
battle.
So your slow, if you cast it, would be able to hit this troop. Times 40. Yes, you'd be able to hit these guys.
But not the ones close to the checkpoint instead?
Actually, let me double check. This 120 becomes 40. Yeah, actually, yeah, no, you
Okay,
could.
let's do that.
Think of it, it's kind of like things have kind of a times 4 modifier is kind of how I do it.
Okay.
So like 300 feet, but like so the 120 becomes about 480, the 40 foot becomes about 160.
That makes sense.
Because it's more the idea of it's over an hour, so you're doing this insane boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Slowing the battlefield. Okay, the soldiers are gonna make a wisdom saving throw.
Yep, 17.
This could be huge because if it hits them, there's no way they can retake that checkpoint.
And that's the idea.
They need a 17 on the die. It's a 14. Minarith, you watch as you run. You turn, course correct. Boom, boom, boom. As time gets slowed and weird as these soldiers. It's a trap as they are trying to turn. Because yeah, in battle, these guys can't move through
Exactly.
their flank.
They're creating a
Oh my
block.
gosh.
You've created a bit of a bottleneck for them. Minarith, that's insane. Don't take a point of inspiration for that. That's a cool use of that spell.
Incredible. Could we mark those ones with something?
Gladly.
Because I am going to forget. I have the goldfish
no worries.
memory.
Let's go ahead and just make let's see, Minarith has some
You've
fun
just got all
colors.
your cool conditionings and now we're on a digital battle map.
I know. Here's some.
Do you have a slowed condition ring?
I do.
That is so cool.
Just for you.
There's a little bit of. Here's some purple. Some purple arcane magic to
There
slow
we go.
them down.
There we go.
Cool. They're slowed. That's going to make Minarith at the end of your turn. Adora's turn.
Okay. So, obviously, I probably won't be able to get with my troops to that checkpoint in time that Valka was trying to get to. I'm trying to see if I could give any backup.
I mean, if you wanted to start moving, you could probably get in the way of the Evil Queen.
Hold on. Adora's got, again, with Swiftwind, 2
Oh,
movement
yeah.
as well. So let's see. 1, 2, and if you dashed, Adora, you could make it there. And I think it would mean you're leaving Stoic to defend this checkpoint. Now, Mongo is there, right? Gingy put Mongo there. But it's saying, like, if you're willing to spend your turn and action just to book it, you could try to claim this checkpoint before anyone else tried to dash around and get there.
But I feel like, Valka, you're closer to the other checkpoint than this one. Am I right in that?
Well, Stoke's got the green one, so I'd have to go through everything to get to the far one, but I can try and kill Grimhilda on the way.
Yeah?
Okay.
Yeah,
Like,
Valka's-
it doesn't put me closer to anything, but it does mean now we have 2 checkpoints.
Can you repeat that, Adora?
Because, I could bamf out Shiro to get the queen, but I'm leading a battalion right now.
Yeah. I'll let you know. The queen being a general means we will move to our normal-sized maps. Like, if you engage with the queen, we gotta zoom in on that kind of battlefield. But by being there, Adora, you, Gingy, yeah, you're there. Cool. So Adora, it will take. Well, and Adora, you wouldn't be able to bamf out Shira. It does take a dash action, right? That's your turn of, like, you and Swiftwind and Gingy are like, we gotta take that checkpoint before those soldiers turn back around. But that gives you an even 2-2. And again, it's a small checkpoint, meaning Adora can hold it.
Yeah.
Cool. that brings us, Adora, at the end of your turn, solid stuff. Stoic. Stoic's going to take his quote-unquote 5 attacks, because, again, he's linked up. And Stoic has, good lord, the lowest of his rolls was a 16 synthetically, which still hits. No crits. Stoic deals 5 casualties into this force above him. And this force already took damage from the storm. They have to make a morale check as they fall below half health. On a failed morale check, they actually will suffer another casualty as they're breaking ranks. It's a 10. They beat it with their plus 2. There we go. I'm like,
and it is a charisma or a wisdom?
It's actually, it depends on the forces. These men use Constitution. They are,
that makes sense.
They are heavily trained soldiers that more just rely on just innate will.
Okay.
Right? You know, just like, hey, we are in it to win it. Most forces, the base for most forces is charisma. Like, your guys' is charisma. Charming's use their con. Well, because these guys don't have anything to charisma. They're just kind of drones. Just
That's fine.
soldiers.
I was just curious.
Yeah, no, it's a con. It's a con check. So, Stoic still deals 5 casualties into them. They're looking below half health. That first little token up there. Which you'll love to see. Gingy, that is your go. Now, Gingy, Adora has put you and her kind of in this new checkpoint. You will note there's a lot of soldiers down below you that are now in range, and the evil queen might be coming your way.
Okay. The soldiers coming. Sorry, can you pinpoint where everything is? Our computer's just a little bit. Oh,
gladly. Gingy, you are here, our little blue. The evil queen is above you, so she's actually closer, and possibly. And all these guys are about to turn around and attack you because they got tricked and realized they full-on left a major point unguarded.
I was going to put up a wall of fire, but that would probably... Are those all buildings that were around?
It is, but again, things are a little weird on this kind of map, because technically each square is 300 feet, but again, we do kind of monkey around, so like 20 feet, 80 feet. You could make a ring of fire just around you and Adora, right? It wouldn't be visible yet on this map, but it's something that when we go to like the macro map, we will see.
Yeah, I might put up... Yeah, let's put it all around us with the soldiers on both sides.
Sweet. That's going to be, that's incredible. You'll have to see it. You put on the wall of fire. As you do so, yeah, it won't show up yet on this map because it is still a little bit of a more centralized, tinier thing. But when we go to the big map, you have that around you and Adora reversed, right, to keep people out so they can't just get you. Cool. You'll love to see it. That's going to be, so Gingy, you summon Mongo, you got the wall of fire out. Awesome. Interesting. Where did it go? Hold for 2 seconds. I'm not sure where my fire went. Oh, did it not download? Oh no! Okay. I'll draw it. Cool. Gingy, you summon an impressive wall of fire to keep out the bad guys. That will bring us, Gingy, right on your heels to the evil queen. Now, the evil queen is indeed quite evil, and she's gonna come for you guys. She's not a good person.
But maybe she's a lazy person.
Maybe she's indeed, maybe she is lazy. Here we go. I will need, here we go, 60 foot, so. Let's see how many people she's about to hit. Because the evil queen is going to engage in the map. So before we go to the map, she is casting a spell. Here we go. This is gonna be icy blue. Okay. That's going to be Gingy and Adora. Just you two. I need you both to go ahead and make me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, 15.
Okay.
15.
A 15 unfortunately does not beat her spell save. As she casts Cone of Cold on you both. Jeez. Gingy and Adora, you both take 37 points of cold damage. Now, here's what's helpful. Thankfully, because you did dash and you're moving at a speed that not even your troops could keep up with, your troops aren't here yet.
So they
So
aren't
you did
taking
not
the-
just lose 3 units.
That's good.
You could have, but that would have been disruptive. But yes, you both take 37 points of damage as we will move to our macro map just briefly. Here we go. Let's grab Gingy, Adora, Swiftwind, and let's give ourselves a quick firewall from Gingy, 20 feet out. So 5, 20. Okay. As Gingy and Adora, you see closing in is the Evil Queen. You are in city streets again. Trees have been ripped down. Fire is everywhere. Not even just you, Gingy. Like, this is a war zone even before you got here. You have this red circle of fire protecting you. The Evil Queen looks at you. You know, I was supposed to be right in the castle, witnessing a grand victory. Instead, I have to deal with brats like yourself. Gingy, I need you to make me an opposed arcana. We need to see if her ice is strong enough to put out your fire.
Oh. An 8.
An 8 does not beat a synthetic 21. Gingy, the fire is extinguished as she uses a big old spell, ice. And I will say, the only other reason I'm also doing this is there's a blizzard right now too. You throw up the fire and it, boom, is destroyed by this giant cone of cold. As the Evil Queen squares up, magic wraps around her fingertips as she looks peeved. Here we go. Back over to our mini-map, our micro-map. That'll bring us to Dax and Shen.
Okay. So I kind of want to try something. Let me know if you think it'll work.
Yeah.
So in the description of enemies abound, it says that I reached into the mind of one creature. I'd assume you'd let this be like one unit.
Yeah.
And then the target loses the ability to distinguish friend from foe. So I would like to reach into the mind of one of these units, kind of the one in the middle, and try to convince them that the other army is being led by the Drow, and we need to get rid of them.
That is amazing.
Love it. Enemies abound. Okay. Gonna make. Okay.
They'll need to make a intelligence save.
this intelligence save. Okay. Here we go. I will let you know if they don't add anything to this.
What's your spell save?
17.
17.
Good.
As they rush forward, Dax, you see these troops right here that rush in. As they're turning, you see a couple commanders spot you and your troops. Look! There comes another one of those under rats to kill us! And you see a buddy next to him goes, No, sire! There they are! And he points right into his own men that is a natural 4.
Oh my goodness.
Enemies abound. On a failed save, they regard everyone as enemies. And every time they take damage, they'll repeat. Cool. They will choose a target at random.
I was just going to say, I'd also like to kind of command my army to start attacking the other group as well. Just as like we got to get rid of them.
Cool. For sure. Here's what you're going to do, Dax. You have a multi-attack of 5. Because, again, it's the equivalency of you've got this. Now, unfortunately, because you used your spell work to use enemies abound, you're going to use your troop stats, which right now it's only a +3. So not crazy, but it's that give and take of like, do you want to link up to fight with them, or do you want to cast a spell and still help lead them? Go ahead, make 5 attacks. These all have a +3, and I'll let you know the AC is 16 against these soldiers.
16?
Correct.
Oh, okay. That's only 1 hit. That's only 1 hit.
1 hit immediately, though, is a casualty. You fight back, and it's that 1-to-1 of they have dealt you a casualty, you have dealt them a casualty, and the storm gave them a casualty earlier. You connect, Dax. Again, it's close combat, but that dude, enemies bound, which is so smart, because it's their turn. Oh, excuse me. It's Shen's turn. Shen is going to capitalize on enemies abound, is going to strategically move himself right here, deeper into the checkpoint, as to not be a part of that immediate random roll, and is going to attack the troops to the south. Now, Shen also have a 5 multi-attack, which he actually adds. So it's his ability modifier, but he gets to add sneak attack into this, which is great. It's kind of like Stoic down there, where Stoic's just got the power. Shen's got some sneakiness. Here we go. Shen. Whoo, boy! Good lord. The lowest that I rolled was a synthetic 16 for him. No nat 20s, but Shen hits every single time, which you gotta love to see. So that's going to give quite a bit of d6 to him. Rats. 5 hits plus 22. Holy cow. You all watch. Shen deals 5 full casualties. As much as Stoic. And with his sneak attack deals another casualty. 6. That troop also is now below half. They're going to make a con save or suffer another casualty.
This is purely Tice's build for him, right?
This is Shen's build. Yeah, this is Tice made Shen.
Tice.
So this is Shen rushing in.
Love Shen.
And again, the multi-attack is more coming from the troops, right? But the sneak attack, the extra damage he's dealing, is dealing enough to deal its own casualty. They suffer 6 casualties in 1 turn. Don't take another one deal for their morale. But with the storm, they are on the proverbial death's door as Shen rips into those troops. Cool. That's going to be at the end of Dax. That is Charming's men. We're going to start up here. We're going to start with Dax and Shen. Make a random roll. Yep. Dax, you watch these guys immediately, enemies about, Sire, there they are, and whoop, attack their own men. And so these guys are not going to attack back, but are going to attack Shen. That is a miss. And then these guys, that's a crit. Shen is going to take quite a bit of damage. Now Shen will uncanny doctor. No, he doesn't. Wait, no, he does. Shen takes quite a bit of damage from the crit, but I will let you know Shen just lost a full troop on the crit. What was the equivalency of a bunch of casualties plus a crit? It's the idea again. Shen could have taken some of that damage for the troops, but Fen is not that kind of person.
Yeah.
So Fen lost a token there. That sucks on a crit. Cool. Dax, the attack against you missed. The other attack was going for the other troop. Hit, so they're looking really messed up. Stoic takes his troop. So here we go. 5, 10. 5, 10. 1, 2. They rush. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1. Okay. Stoic gets surrounded. He's about to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 attacks. No, excuse me. Mongo's about to take 3. Mongo's about to deal a bunch of attacks back. Grimhilda, here we go. On the minimap, when we get to the turn, a bunch of soldiers are appearing with the Evil Queen. As troops appear, again, thousands upon thousands. Here we go. That is going to be... Oh, the Cone of Cold's gone. Minareth.
Yes.
These guys are going to rush and meet up with you. So 2 troops on you. We're not going to go to the macro map yet. These guys are going to push in. Okay. Stoic's about to take 4 attacks.
Oof.
Thankfully, Stoic was raging, but that is all of them hits. No crits. So that's going to be... Stoic loses almost a whole token. He just suffered 6 casualties from the amount of damage they dealt into him. Stoic, I'll let you know, took almost all that damage for himself. He chose to. So he halved that. That's still 60 points of damage halved. Stoic's on bloodied from taking a ton of damage, but still taking a lot of loss on his troops. Cool. That's going to be Valka.
If I take like 1 movement forward into the space, could Cloudjumper's Fire Cyclone get like these guys and Evil Queen?
What's the range of the Fire Cyclone?
I will double check. I had to walk up to the screen for movement.
So you're taking your movement and you're
This
flying
is
in.
a 60-foot cone.
So 60 feet.
What can I get in that?
Times 4. Yeah. Here we go. Coming from your point, 240 would just hit Evil Queen and these 2 troops.
Yes,
That's
excellent.
really good.
That's great to
Am
see.
I allowed to stamina point this or no? Because it's technically Cloudjumper's thing. And
Unfortunately, it's not Cloud. Yeah,
because
you
it's
would.
not technically high
Wait, no,
ability.
you have. Do you have Drake Warden levels yet?
I wasn't taking any ranger levels.
Yep. So you won't be able to. It's you need specific other stats like familiar, actual beast companion stuff to do some of those stats. Go ahead though. I will make dex saves for the queen.
No, because it's bad for the bad guys or bad for us?
Okay. Here we go. I'm going to reveal on the map. Let's actually go.
I rolled 3 1s on digital dice.
3 1s?
On digital dice.
Know you.
How much damage total?
17, I think, unless he adds anything.
17. Here's what you're about to see. All of these troops around Evil Queen. Valka rushes in, whoom, and does just the flyby burn as you come into this initiative. All of these dudes straight up die.
Oh my gosh.
They are not hefty stat blocks. Again, they have numbers, not heft. Even on a success, they would die.
Excellent.
The Evil Queen rolled a natural 2. And
Excellent.
she takes full fire,
Oh
and
my
she looks
gosh.
a little hurt.
Excellent.
As she didn't prepare absorb elements like a fool.
Excellent. As a bonus action, because there's a blizzard, I would like to use my draconic transformation and choose, I forget whichever color scale it is, but that will give me the cold to double up, so I'm now immune to cold damage.
Yes. So
And this
boom.
gives me now, as Valka, a draconic breath weapon,
Yep.
and because it's Cloud Jumper gets an attack as one of my attacks, I still have a second attack, so I would like to use my other attack for my breath weapon as this cold.
How far is your breath weapon? 15?
Oh, I actually have to double check. I thought it was like 30, but I could be crazy. Yeah, 30-foot range.
Okay. 30. And I'll even say, you would have moved in close enough.
Yeah, because
to
I'm
get-
hoping I can get Evil Queen with this.
It's, well, you would have had to move in close for the
Yeah.
other one too. So yeah, 30 feet easily, divided by range, yeah.
Cool. And this is mine, so I am allowed to stamina point this one.
Correct.
So I will do that for some cold damage.
What's the max? And she'll make a save. What's the spell save DC? Should be same as your blood rights and all that stuff.
Yeah. Which is 8 plus proficiency plus my intelligence? Is that what that is?
Correct.
Okay, so 14? DC?
She rolled a 14 on the die, so she'll have this damage.
Okay. The total was 20, I believe, so I think she's taking 10.
She will take 10. She's looking pretty hurt. Like, it's, you're noticing that fire and ice whips around her, and this evil queen is not looking happy to be here. Especially, yeah, so Adora, Gingy, Valka, Cloudjumper, you are all now in this combat.
And that was movement, action, and bonus action.
Minrith, you'll have to choose on your turn if you want to jump over and help out in this combat too. Cool. That's Valka's turn. Excellent stuff. Valka, at the end of your turn, top the next order, I need everyone to make me another Constitution saving throw as
Come
the
on,
blizzard
just do another nat
continues.
20.
Am I making this, or is this like for the troops, or
If
because
you're
I did
immune,
just make
you're
myself
done.
immune to cold
You're
damage?
good. You're good. If you're immune to cold damage, you're fine. Stoic has advantage.
You know, I said just another nat 20.
'Cause I
And it was on 20 and rolled to the gate.
Because I had resistance already for my white scale mail armor, and so then that second resistance.
If you're immune, it would have to get extremely, extremely cold more than this. This is just a really bad weather effect.
Mhm.
Let's start with Dax and Gingy. What did you guys get?
Nat 20.
Hey!
Whoa!
Well done. Dax, what did you get?
17.
17, well done. Adora, what did you get?
Hypothetically, if Gingy's with me, could Gingy's roll count for the troops? Because I rolled a natural 1.
I'm gonna roll a
Unfortunately,
recharge
no,
thinking about it.
because
That's a 6.
we did clarify before the battle that you are commanding. Gingy is co-captain because Gingy is small.
Hypothetically, I spent my turn down the line a while ago to help.
You did. That was round 1. We are well past round 1. Adora, that is a failure. So you and the troops, your troops will suffer 1 casualty. Again, Adora, that actually is the first casualty your troops will have suffered. And again, so it's the idea
How
of
many casualties per 1,000?
you have each unit is 1 token is equal to 1,000 people. They have about 10 hit points is how you can also refer to it. So out of your 5 people, you have lost 1 hit point out of all 5. So out of 50, you've lost 1. Kind of like Dax, where Dax only suffered the 1 that one time. But that is a definite casualty. And Adora, you will take, oh geez, that's the full 10 points of cold damage, Adora. Adora,
I got a
you're
16.
looking really bad. What'd you get for Minner?
16.
16 succeeds. Shen succeeds. Stoic succeeds. Charming's men fail again.
Yes.
They are getting buffeted by the blizzard. Not ready for a spring storm, gang. Excellent. That brings us back to Minrith.
Okay. I'm guessing that I would take opportunity attack from these guys.
Yeah, if you were to go join them, yeah.
Huge.
And without an army, there's a lot of damage coming.
Yeah, which is a bad thing. Let's see if I can pull some shenanery deck style. Not
Yeah.
full deck style. I don't have that spell.
I was like, how do you have knitting needles?
Okay. Could I'd like to cast Spirit of Death.
Alright.
I don't know if it would do anything more if I upcast it.
Okay.
Because it just means, use a higher level wherever the spell's level appears in the Spirit Reaper stat block. Like, I don't know how that translates to an army situation.
It's one of the newer. Okay. Yeah, because this is one of the new ones we just got in the Book of Many Things. It's a fun spell. You call forth the spirit that embodies death. It'll aid you. I will say, Minrith, the range-wise, you could throw the spirit of death out fishing line style to jump in with Valka, Adora, Gingy, and those soldiers out there.
Okay, that would be really good because we have a lot of bad guys right there.
Because that guy... Which form does it... Oh, no. That's a different one. Oh, dear lord. Half of this level spell. 2 attacks with the Reaping Scythe, and it can haunt creatures. Well then, okay. So yeah, Minrith, you throw out... what do you think this spear looks like for you?
I mean, I've met death, so it might be death, but I don't think that would be a wise course of action. So...
I mean, it could just be a shadowy form.
I think I would rather it just be... If there's any way to leave it up to the interpretation of the soldiers, because my dad's the dude in charge of divination, right? I'm sure that it can bleed down a little bit. He got more powerful.
You throw out a full skeletal Grim Reaper, who shows up, and these soldiers start screaming.
I'll do it as a 4th level, by the way.
4th level.
Yep,
Yes.
I'll keep my 5th level just in case.
I actually am going to show, just because this looks hilarious, on the battlefield, a giant skeleton just starts lumbering around, boom, boom, and people are screaming. Spirit of Death shows up and is going to severely impact their armies.
Speaking of spooky scary, did my fear effect ever, happen?
Well, I'm about to do it for the start for next turn,
Okay.
because we've jumped into the map. I will say, if you're summoning Spirit of Death, slow will cease.
Oh,
your-
it is concentration. I totally forgot that. I am so sorry. Can I
I'll retcon.
Thank you.
So, no big bad skeletal boy.
Sorry.
No worries.
Okay. I don't know what would be... Hold on. No, I don't want to do that. I have a lot of concentration-based spells, unfortunately.
You're not usually fighting armies. Usually all you need is
I
one slow and then we
know.
kill everything.
It's difficult
It's still
to do
really
with
good.
armies.
I mean, you can tell it's still amazing even with armies, but it is that frustration of like, ooh, wait, there's more guys.
I think I might need to action disengage and then use my movement to link up with them. Because honestly, if I stay here without an army, I'm gonna die next turn.
Can you just dimension door to me? Do you have
I
another
don't want to
spell slot at that
use
level?
all my spell slots for that.
Okay.
And it's
Just
an
on
action either way, so.
Yeah, either way, action and conservation of spell slots. So, Minrith, you disengage,
That is
link
smart.
up into Valka. Let's kind of just put you on there, and so you show up on the battlefield.
That works.
And indeed, we are jumping back to the battlefield as Adora, Swiftwind, and Gingy. So it's Adora and Swiftwind's turn. Valka's on Cloudjumper, and I will say, as the Evil Queen is here, you will see a couple people are showing up. There's two platoons that have just arrived. That hope you guys can see those. Adora, it's your go. What would you like to do?
Okay. I have what some people would call an idea.
Okay.
Hypothetically. So turning into She-Ra, is it an action or a bonus?
It is your action.
Dang it. Okay. Probably should have done it before I got into it battle. I'm going to bamf into She-Ra for hit points sake.
For hit points, yeah, you took a lot of hit points. Adora, you full disappear. And appearing out of the Ethereum is boom, 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 a glowing spectral warrior. No time for the song because we're in the middle of combat. But you know that ba-ba-bum-bum-bum, Adora, you, as an action, appear.
Hypothetically. As She-Ra, I can't do the spell I wanted to do, which is banishment. Cause that'd be so good. Just banish the queen, get her out of here. Can I try to make an intimidation check?
Against who?
Against the armies, as if to say, like, I'm gonna do that and kind of like brandish my sword at the queen. Essentially, an intimidation to have them go, oh wait, we're on the wrong side. Are we the baddies?
Adora, what's your intimidation bonus right now as She-Ra?
My bonus is a +5 as She-Ra.
Yeah. I will let you know. You're gonna need right now, based on their, go ahead and make me the intimidation check. It is a DC 25, meaning you're gonna need a nat 20 right now because these troops are still pretty fresh. They are still winning the battle. It's pretty tough to just get them to rout right now.
So it's a 17. It's didn't make it, but it's decent enough to get some seeds of doubt.
It's that seeds of doubt.
Bonus. I don't think I can do anything for my bonus as a paladin.
Paladins aren't the most bonusy. Yeah, that's fair. But you plant some seeds of doubt. You rush in, Adora. You swing the sword of protection, and the troops don't look thrilled about fighting you, but you see they still have a job to do. At the end of your turn, I'm going to just let you know what happens with Stoic off screen. Stoic got a nat 20 and just cleaved through two of these units attacking him and just took them off the board.
Good job, dude.
That brings us to Gingy's turn. Gingy, what would you like to do?
I have to find the spell. Okay. So I'll put an idea in my brain, and I want to banish the queen.
Excellent. You
Banishment.
cast banishment. The evil queen is going to counterspell.
Oh.
Can I counterspell or counterspell?
Do you have counterspell?
As She-Ra, yeah. Hold on, wait.
Let's double check it, because if you don't, there's no way.
I do.
Okay.
4th level. counterspell.
I'm gonna. Can you roll me in the campaign chat in D&D Beyond? This is gonna be this kind of proverbial box of doom. It's going to be your spell casting attack versus hers.
Okay, so it's a plus 11.
You have plus 11. Would you like me to roll first, or do you want to roll first and see what you have to beat?
You roll first.
Yeah, I'll be first.
Okay, I'm gonna roll first. Okay, that is a synthetic 25.
Oh, frick.
You need a 14 or higher to counterspell her counterspell. We believe. That is.
I don't believe in the digital dice anymore.
That is.
Does it have inspiration?
Oh yeah. Do you have a point of inspiration?
Actually, I have an auger point that I haven't used this time.
Auger point. Minarith has yet to use reaction. Minarith, and you're on the battlefield. I have to allow it. You're right there. Minarith, you see this spell work going on. Minarith, go ahead. Offer the auger point. Adora, you're rolling now with advantage. 14 or higher.
It'd be so cool. Sorry, I'm praying to the dice gods.
It'd be so cool. Come on, just be cool.
It's the same number.
It's an 8 both times.
Are you serious?
That
sucks.
That sucks, yeah.
I have a point of inspiration. Can I give that to
Gingy's in her pocket.
If you want to, party members can use it for each other. Gingy,
I don't do it digitally anymore.
It's got to be digital because it's Box of Doom. It's got to be that level of just. Here we go. I'll say if it's a third 8, something else might happen just for getting 3 8s in a row. But
Because
something has to happen at that
Adora,
point statistically.
Go ahead. It's got to be digital just for that Box of Doom vibe. You, Gingy, Minarith, you throw magic. It's all 3 of you. So She-Ra's sword is out, pointing as Gingy benches. Minarith throws the power. Oh no!
Did she roll?
She just let the check. It was a 4. Oh no! Rats. Gotta
That
say.
sucks.
A bag. All of you throw in
Dang.
moon, lunar light, sweet smelling bakery, and golden power. The evil queen is
The power
a very
of friendship
powerful
failed.
sorceress. The power of friendship failed, giving the power of incredible violence. The evil queen, boom!
he's comically getting hold on me.
She erupts in arcane power, and the evil queen counterspells this intense magic. Again, it took a lot. I think the lesson here is she's not a slouch when it comes to magic. The queen blasts through as all of you. But again, you are all here.
I flip her off.
I think that's so fair, Norm.
Me.
No,
For me.
you flip her off. That is the evil queen's turn.
What a butt.
Now, the evil queen, because it's funny,
Oh no! Is she gonna panic?
is going to try
Ah.
to banish one of you 3. I know Valka's there too, but it's the 3 that tried to arcanely banish her. She does that. You banish me. I banish you!
Hi, it's Marcia Scoriolanus. What are you doing here?
Adora, I need you to make me a saving throw. How the turntables have turned.
Oh no, I'm used to
Adora,
Turns the table.
on
Lazy Sue's at the table.
on D&D Beyond, this metaphorical box of doom.
Nat 20.
Charisma saving throw. Now you have an intense charisma save as She-Ra, but there is a chance she's a very powerful sorceress with a high save.
She's gonna nat 20 this.
That's a natural 4.
Are you kidding me? She
Plus
rolled 2 8s and then 2 4s?
16 for a
Holy,
synthetic
that's a
20.
disgusting save.
I gotta let
I
you.
did 2 8s and 2 4s in a row. Can you give me anything?
What I can give you is some amazing flavor. The evil queen sparks with insane arcane. She draws innate power from the ley lines as lightning crackles through the blizzard. And Adora, the save DC is 19.
Holy!
So again, it's not that you're not powerful, Adora. She is just as powerful. Boom! Slams the spell in.
Can you stop that? Because
You, Adora, she can't get you. But Adora, you slam out this big old save, and it's a battle of the arcane. That's Dax's turn. So, cutting away, boom, zooming into this other side of the map. Dax, you are up here. While you take your turn, Shen's going to try to finish off this last grouping down below him. And, yes, Dax.
Let's see, so enemies abound is concentration.
It is concentration. I don't think you've taken any damage yet, though, personally.
That does change. Okay. So I have, for my Eldritch Blast, I have the Repelling Blast.
Ooh,
How does that work in terms of armies?
In terms of armies, it's the idea of it's not just you. You're going to link up with some of your forces and try to repel a unit backwards. The idea of they're going to have to take maybe a movement or two to get back. And it's going to deal some casual... Well, Repelling Blast, you have 2 beams, correct?
Ew.
There's a chance you inflict 2 casualties with this as well. Because again, right now, hits inflict casualties. It's not a lot of dice yet unless you unlink.
Right. Okay. So, could I move diagonally down a little bit so I'm out of range of the confused group?
Okay.
Then I'm wondering if I could Repelling Blast either, like, each troop on the side of the confused one.
Yes.
I kind of want to keep them in range of the confused group so they're still
Well,
fighting them.
It's Repelling Blast it's only gonna hit each of them 1 square back. If you were to like focus in on one, you might move them further, but that's smart of going for the 2 on either side so that they only go back 1 square in theory. Cool. I'm gonna make a quick opportunity attack. Miss. So you do a strategic move back. You level up all of your troops with arcane packs and magics and godly boons. All raise up their arms, knitting needle, swords, arcane focuses. Go ahead and roll 2 attacks using your bonus against these 2 troops.
Okay. The first one's a 13, which misses.
Fortunately misses, yeah.
The second one's a 19.
19 hits. Boom! That suffers another casualty. Pushed back. They're looking really bad. They're getting really low up here, you're noticing, Dax. And Shen did take out this other troop here. Took a lot of his stuff, but he has eliminated one of these units. In theory, if you can get this last unit, I will actually say, Dax, if you had gotten this unit, Shen technically would have controlled this point. Now, of course, you've still got...
Which is what I was trying to get.
Exactly. You've still got this other point to deal with, but that would have been huge to at least have 3 on the board, let alone whatever happens. Dax, incredible turn. Anything else?
Yes, in terms of, maybe it's just flavor, but I kind of want to call out as this other troop is moving away, being, force pushed away. I kind of want to call out to this confused group and say, they're heading to the castle!
Yeah, it might help. I mean, they only have 2 other, or 1 other person they could attack. So, Dax, you whip around and they all turn and go, hey, look at him go! And they all rush. Here we go. Dax, incredible stuff. You love to see it. That will bring us to Charming's troops as a whole. The troops move in. The troops move in here, here, here. So there's still a bunch of troops on Stoic.
I know that Charming is such like
These troops don't move. These troops don't move.
huge boss that August built, but just our first exposure to Charming and the way the two was talking.
Charming, you gotta know, Dreamworks Charming is the worst first ever because he talks like this canonically, and you're just like, oh, stop it.
You know, it's the worst Fabian.
Yes. Cool. Dax, intended as you wanted it to. The confused group attacks their own. They are now bloodied, and that's a failure. That's another casualty. So Dax, they turn. Half of them are cheering, "They're for the castle! You traitors!" And the other half, "Cowards! Turn and face us!" And you watch this army rips into itself and deals a bunch of damage.
That is beautiful.
Shen is missed. Stoic has 3 attacks coming off. Stoic will take a little bit. I will say Stoic is having a lot of damage, is still on death's door, and Stoic has just lost a troop. Now, he is doing his goal of he is the main line, and I will say, it's Stoic's choice. All of you have yet to encounter this. You might be able to take damage for your troops. That's what he's been doing. It was giving him 5 multi-attack, which was worth, like, he could tank a bunch of hits at the cost of, like, you know, getting a bunch of hits off. Cool. Mongo is gone. Mongo served his purpose as he falls into the street destroyed. A lot of these troops are bloodied as well. We quickly bamf over. Boom. Other troops have formed behind you.
Where are my troops? Are they here?
Boom. Your troops aren't going to be on this battle. They are keeping out X amount of soldiers. The soldiers that are showing up
all
are.
These are the ones who got past my units.
Think of it like the 1-to-1 ratio is outnumbering you right now. So it's that like these are the small units out of the thousands that are getting bumped.
When they get into my radius, do they get afraid of me?
They might. I did say I rolled for the Queen. She beat the fear.
Okay, what about the troops?
The troops are gonna roll wisdom save.
Yes.
I'm gonna roll for each of the troops. They all fail.
Awesome.
So they can't all willingly move forward. Great. So they're not going to take attacks. That
helps a ton with action economy.
Yeah, it does.
Resolve.
Good job.
Valka, that's you and Cloud.
I'm so happy that you're so scary.
Excellent. I am going to ride Cloud Jumper up to the Evil Queen, and with my Master Combatant, I'm going to take 2 advantage attacks against her, and I'm going to stamina point them both.
2 stamina point. Jeez Louise. Cool.
She thought the spellcasters were the only threats here, and this big old marshal's gonna say, "How dare you?"
I'm gonna double check some stuff real quick as well.
What are you double checking?
Well, just the stuff she has on. She's grody.
How's a 24 for my first attack?
Even with shield, that's gonna go out. I'm gonna roll for her mirror image.
So when did she cast mirror image?
Cast it on herself before the start of the fight.
Is it concentration?
Mirror image is not concentration.
That's right, it's not.
Cool. For the first duplicate, you must roll 6 shots. She will take the first one. She did not succeed.
And 27 for the second attack.
Yeah, she's not gonna bother with the shield. That's another nat 3. She takes both attacks.
Both stamina point attacks?
She has mirror image up. She has a shield that she's not even gonna try. Here's actually what I have to check.
She hasn't been gonna stand.
You will
check.
Okay. She had a shield of cold up. It's the fire shield that she chose to make cold. So any of the damage you would have taken of cold damage, you don't, because you're immune right now.
Because I'm immune.
That is beautiful.
And she's going to take, I believe, 48 points of damage, because it's 3d6 per attack, plus 6 each time.
Holy.
So 48 points of very magical damage.
That's beautiful.
The Evil Queen is sitting here. Adora, Gingy, Minrith. It is a battle of the arcane. You are pouring in spells. You are pouring in magic. The Evil Queen, boom! One hand smacks away. I am an arcane witch, taught by my grandmother, coven before her. You could oh fuck! And Valka comes up and just straight up chops off both her arms. Because she's stamina pointed both of these.
Oh my gosh! No somatic components for her!
Oh, she has an ability. She, this is part, it's kind of innate casting with her because she's that powerful.
I
but the flavor of it being
and I'm an angel of the thanking Lord.
I I'm an angel. Shah! Shah! As she was ready for an arcane battle, not a sword and big pointy sticks.
You know what I realized? I should have used my bonus action beforehand because I could start doing more damage this way. But
She's on death's door.
I am gonna use my bonus action now for my celestial
Dear Lord.
revelation, just so I can have that radiant damage in subsequent turns go off.
Okay, celestial radiation,
Celestial revelation.
Do you not also have your blood right on right now?
I do, but that's where that third d6 of damage was coming
Gotcha,
from.
thank you.
It was 2d6 for the greatsword and that
she
extra.
can't stop lightning. That's disgusting.
That was
you gotta know.
To be fair, that was 2 stamina points that somehow bypassed her mirror image. Like that was
mirror
lucky.
image. She
Still,
has
that was
mirror image,
cinematic.
shield, fire shield, cold variant, stone skin.
She's disgusting.
She's a
I
very
hate that she's so
powerful mage.
stacked.
She's a highly stacked. and
Apparently, all you need is a very beefy, very
Just
lucky
hit
marshal.
really
That
well.
was so good.
As you rip through
You know why I succeeded? Rule of cool.
the rule of cool. Again, well, it made for this again. Adora, Gingy, and Minrith trying these banishments, these insane arcane, and it's showing like, hey, at the end of the day, guess what beats magic? Really sharp swords.
Really sharp swords.
Here we go. I have to quickly pull up. You guys, at the end of this round, something very crazy is gonna happen. Nope, here we go.
Yes, Anja!
Blizzard whips around, and all of you across the battlefield, in all corners of far, far away, hear ching, 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 ching. Ho, ho, ho! Whipping through. I love Tice's reaction. What? Coming out of the night sky, sleigh pulled by 8 jacked reindeer, armed to the teeth with bombs, twin great swords, insane battle coat. Nicholas St. North,
Oh goodness.
the guardian of faith and miracles, erupts, having been true resurrected by another party. Whips down. All of you hear broadcast through the city. Ha ha ha! Welcome to my house now. We miss Christmas because I was dead. This is sad. But now, Christmas in mid-springtime. As you see, he kind of like, not bad. All of you watch an explosion of fireworks. Red, green. Gingy, that same peppermint smell that you kind of have innately fills the air. But it's mixed with holly and tinsel and pine. All of you watch floating down in front of you is a small little parcel. We're just gonna go in order. Here we go. Adora, you get your parcel. You open it up. And I just realized some of these might not be in D&D Beyond. I did realize I knew there was one party. I forgot to put these in. And but I do have the stats for them. Adora, you open up your parcel. A beautiful golden eye patch. This eye patch will allow you advantage on intimidation checks.
Ooh.
Did you just give her Fabian's eye patch?
I did not, because it gives you advantage on intimidation checks, and Adora, once per day, you have the ability. Where did it go? You have the ability to cast True Seeing.
True Odin style.
So full Odin style, like True Sight for a certain amount of time.
You get True Sight for an hour a day. And a really, really cool eye patch.
That's awesome.
Minrith. This one is a little bit of, it's something that already exists. You receive, it is a small little vial. Inside, it looks like blood, but it doesn't.
What is it? A blood
This
vial?
is a +3 Bloodwell vial. To attune, you will place a few drops of your blood, which will mix in with the red silvery light. When you can use this file as your spellcasting focus, you gain a +3 to your attack and damage. And in addition, when you roll hit dice to recover hit points, you regain 5 sorcery points. As
my gosh!
Santa Claus gave you a Bloodwell vial.
Oh my gosh! I'm so happy!
I know, right? It's really cool.
I was looking at that for like, what magic item do I want from Arthur? And that was one of them that I was considering.
Valka,
Mm-hmm.
your package is rather long and obtuse. If you pull this out, there is a brilliant silver bridle. And you realize this bridle is not meant to be fit around a mouth like normal bridles are. This is a dragon bridle that attaches around the claws. All of Stormcutter's attacks are now +3 magical attacks.
Excellent!
As takes that, so yes, +3 to attack and damage, and is going to make all his attacks now magical. His bite will still be not magical, and of course fire is still fire. Just a really cool present for you. And you see, it links in with the saddle, so it kind of clicks in there. Gingy, you get a fun little present floating down from Santa Claus. Gingy, this is a book. Gingy, inside is a manual. On the top, you see it is written in red and silver ink, probably in Santa's own hand, and it is written Manual of Cookie Golems. Gingy, to let you know, if you spend some time, this is something that may not be able to happen in this battle, but if you attempt to read this and can read it properly, you will be able to create a golem of cookies. And I will say, the cost is already included. As you see, Santa has made notes in the margin of how to replace certain material components with sugar and icing. But you'll be able to make a cookie golem, which will act in regards to a stone golem, but a cookie golem. And once it is created, it is under your command. This manual will just need then at least 30 days to recharge. It's basically, you'll be able to make a much more permanent Mongo. It'll take like maybe a day to create a much more permanent Mongo. And unlike normal manual of golems, which kind of like destroys or like may consume with flames, this one just needs to recharge, right? The magic to create a cookie golem will need to recharge. Dax, your gift is the smallest of them all. Dax, you are given, it is a small little package. You unwrap and see this box. Clicking open the lid of the box, you are greeted with a 2-inch diameter golden compass. This compass, I need to know, Dax, do you have an open attunement slot right now?
Yes.
It is going to auto-attune. As it auto-attunes, you watch the compass, which was kind of drifting, as sometimes compasses that aren't magnetized do. Once you touch it with your hands, the needle spins and points directly to the southwest of here.
Is this pointing to Mindy?
Dax, as you gain the compass, all of you with these intense items at the end of this round. Dax, I will let you know. I'm only going to tell you the name. And I do, again, they'll be in D&D Beyond hopefully in the next 2 days. I did realize they're all in my notes, not online. Dax, the name of this item is Compass of Desire.
Is this Jack Sparrow's?
It's not like Jack Sparrow's, because Jack Sparrow's is a broken magical item, but this is something very similar.
Interesting.
So Dax, you know it's gonna be a physical lead to something very important. For the rest of you, we cut back to the top of the order as Santa goes off. You see he actually is flying straight west towards the harbor and is about to engage with a bunch of enemies there. Santa didn't just come to give presents. Santa came to get stuff done. Gives you all these presents, something that each of you would need or want. Minareth, at the top of the order, that is you.
Okay, so now I am in the mini map, right?
Now we are in the mini map, not the macro, or the macro, not the anime. So Minareth, the Evil Queen's on death's door. A lot of people have just shown up. It's looking crazy.
Great.
To give you the exact dimensions, Evil Queen is 70 feet away from you.
Awesome.
Adore is 50. Gingy is actually technically 50 as well. Valka's 70. Queen is 70. Stormcutter's about 65, just due to like the size.
Quick question. I am technically right now attuned to the armor fire resistance scale mail. If I unattune to it and attune to the blood vial, do I still get the AC? I just don't get the fire resistance?
Let me double check. I believe it's actually something where you don't get the attunement, or you don't get the
AC or
buff.
fire resistance?
Because I'll double check. I think part of the attunement is... No, you get the AC, you don't get the fire resistance.
Okay, that's
And here's
right.
what I'll actually say. It does keep the AC, but it still gives you disadvantage on a couple of checks,
Yeah.
right? It's still that
I'm
rough.
planning on ditching it soon.
What's the third thing you're attuned to?
Enochian Amulet, Ring of Protection, Armor of Fire Resistance. Ring of
I have,
Protection.
Like, no memory of you getting the ring.
I don't remember how I got it either, but I'm very...
Ring
oh,
of
that's the
Protection.
one magic item you let me have starting at the beginning.
Something she said, technically, this was her mom's ring, actually. If you're
I
Yeah.
didn't know that! Does Minareth know that? I don't think
right?
Minareth never met her mom.
But it's
Minute
where
by
did the ring come from? You had to have gotten...
Osrantis.
Oserantis.
Osrantis gave you that.
Would Oserantis
Would
tell
she
me,
not have
please
told
say
her?
yes? Oserantis is such a turd, but we love her. It's fine.
Cool.
Okay.
You can attune to the blood
Her
vial.
month of, like, weekly chats with Gabriel, he didn't point out your mom used to wear that?
He's
Okay.
autistic.
He's very autistic.
Gabriel has a very specific set of skills. They do not include more than
Did you just Liam Neeson this?
he has a very specific set of skills. He will find you, and he will preach the word of God.
As I say, give you a message?
Cool. And I will say,
I'm
you're
just calling you about
auto-tuning
your car
because
system
this is a gift from
warranty.
Santa Claus. So, your blood well vial is like auto-tuning because this is like this holy celestial gift.
Excellent.
It's all just kind of like quickly clicking in.
Do you have the bridle in D&D Beyond? I was trying
I
to look
do
for it.
not.
Okay.
That's why I was.
Because I was like, I'm not seeing
Some of the
it.
more specific, like Adora's Eye Patch, Dax's Compass, the Manual of Cookie Golems, and the Draconic Bridle are all specific homebrew that aren't in D&D Beyond yet. I only
You're
had
good.
enough time to make
No
4
rush.
out of 5 parties magic items, and you guys were the 5th.
I see where we're at.
Oh, oops, I didn't mean to
I
roll
trust
that.
you
Sorry,
guys.
I pressed the wrong thing. I was just
You're
looking at the details of the spell.
Minareth, you've got
I
insane
think-
save DC now, too.
I know, it's a 20! I'd like to do a chill touch on her, but that means I have to touch her, never mind. No, it is 120 feet!
You
I was
create a
about to say,
special
Chill
hand.
Touch's range is amazing.
Here's what's
It's
insane, and right
beautiful.
now it's 2d8.
Yes, because you said she's on death's door, so I'm hoping that is gonna be...
And this is the one that lets you not heal, right?
Yes, because that's the other thing I was...
Here's what you have: a plus 12 to hit. She does have all her mirror images up,
Oh,
so it's possible.
Oh, shoot.
I'm just double checking your spells. Yeah, this might be the smartest one to do. Go ahead and roll the hit.
Okay. That's a... You said I have a plus 12?
Plus 12.
That's a 31.
That's
As
disgusting.
you grab this vial and you watch as a drop of your blood, the silver and green and purple, all this lunar energy swirls in. 31 hits. You want a 5 or lower.
And I'll use an
will-
auger point to...
Here we go.
Oh, her dead.
It's a nat 20. Auger
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Okay,
Oh, please, please, please.
it's a 5.
Oh, my
The
gosh!
first attack. She has images!
I
Yes,
cannot
and they
believe we keep circumventing this.
Neither can I.
Like, granted, it
Show
took an
test
auger
goes
point
up.
that time,
Go
but
ahead.
still.
Start with. Okay.
Two
2d8.
Okay.
Roll one at a time.
That's a 7. And that's another 7. 14?
14 points of damage. Minareth. She had 13 hit points left. Minareth, I want you to describe to me what it looks like as the four of you kill the evil queen. As you, Shira, Gingy, Valka, all of you working together. Again, Dax is taking a checkpoint zone. You guys got stuck with the worst fight, right? Of this
We got
big,
the
powerful
worst
sorcerer.
fight.
How does she die?
Yeah!
It's a spectral, ghostly hand, right? I'd like it to go up to her and just slowly close her eyes. It's time to say goodnight.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Traumatized.
I am traumatized.
She's awful!
She is not a good. She's one of Charm's lieutenants. She was never a good person.
Plus, it's so rare that Minareth gets the last thing on this, because she's usually
Minareth,
doing...
yeah, usually you're
other
doing
stuff.
a lot of the big spell. Minareth, you cast Chill Touch as she de-armed,
That's right!
bloodied-
She doesn't have arms!
magic swirling around. You just slowly cover her eyes. She goes to talk.
She brought magic to a sword fight.
And your spectral hand just puts a singular finger over her lips. Covers her eyes.
Go to sleep.
Her knees buckle as truly a vile sorceress that's lived too long is slowly put to sleep. As you kill the evil queen.
And then I'll go with my friends. Like
And
30
that's
feet
where we're
towards
going
my
to end
friends.
tonight's session.
Okay.
That marks the end of the session. Tune next time. We jump back into the pitched combat, taking these, again, last two checkpoints when these major generals gone. But thank you all so very much for playing. Thank you all for listening. And I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.